There's nothing else in the truck, right? Check 1, 2. Because you guys hook it in a little different way than I do, and you don't have the adapter. I thought you were going to hook it in the same way I do, but you don't have the adapter. So check 1, 2. 1, 2. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
From Jimmy's Grill on Delaware 1059.
Hi, I'm Andy with First Class Heating and Air Conditioning, Plumbing and Electrical. Do you find yourself searching for comfort in your own home? Don't search for comfort. Call First Class Heating and Air Conditioning, Plumbing and Electrical at 302-934-8900 to learn more about our 60-month 0% financing as well as our manufacturer's rebates and incentives. First Class serves all of Delmarva. Visit us online at firstclasshvac.com. Give us a call at 302-934-8900 where your comfort is our first priority.
Saving money isn't always fun. It's great to save money, but sometimes you want to treat yourself to dinner at a new restaurant or indulge at the spa. You can save money and enjoy life with GetItHalfOff.com. Every week, brand new featured offers hit the online shelves of GetItHalfOff.com. Your life at half price. GetItHalfOff.com.
This week's featured offers include Blue Mountain Ski Area in Palmerton, Pennsylvania, Cold Stone Creamery in Dover, Paul's Pizza in Salisbury, and the Rotisserie King in Salisbury.
When the leading antihistamine and Nasacort go nose to nose, Nasacort wins, stopping more of the chemical responses that can cause your nasal allergy symptoms. And when you stop more causes, you get 24-hour relief from sneezing, an itchy runny nose, even congestion.
1, 2.
It's prescription
1,
strength
2.
medicine available
Check 1,
over the
2.
counter.
1, 2,
Nasacort
3,
Allergy
4.
24-hour. Stops more of what makes you miserable. Use as directed.
I love that music that just stops. You know, Fran, they got to pay those musicians full freight, and then they would finish the song.
Well, you know.
And you had a message?
Yeah, I can hear you guys out there.
All right. Fran's got exceptional hearing. He can hear us out there. That's good. I think Jim Weller knows he's talking to him. 839-1059, 839-1059.
They're going to be at the old, well, it's the new Dry Zone building, which is the big red building outside of Greenwood.
Right outside of Greenwood, right outside of Ellendale. Yeah.
Ellendale,
there we go, yes.
I get them mixed up.
That's all right. I'm a local. You only ride by there every day, but I'm a local. So
I don't go there.
Well, you should. That's
I'm an East Sider.
Okay. That explains a lot.
Yes.
839-1059. You know where to find us. Do you have a law that you think we should revisit? We've learned a lot this morning. To recap, we've learned that orange juice and prune juice, great way to get up in the morning and get going.
You don't have a car accident, but you might have another accident.
Right. Exactly.
Right, Walt?
Oh, yeah, we got somebody on the line right now. Good morning. You're on the air with us.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm on good. How are you?
We're good.
I'm on the side of the seatbelt thing where I don't think that it's right to enforce people to wear it. I was in the same situation, or my father was, where he had an accident and he was ejected from the vehicle, and they said that if he wasn't, he definitely would have lost his life. I feel like that, the comment of, if people don't do the right thing, then we just make them do the right thing that just sounds too much like communism to me in a country that's free. I understand that you shouldn't go out and kill somebody. That's a law that makes sense because you infringe on somebody else's right, but to charge somebody more insurance because they choose to not wear a seatbelt just doesn't make sense to me. That sounds kind of just like, oh, we're going to punish you because you're not going to do the right thing. How do you know it's not the right thing? Every accident is different, of course, but, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So how can you force me to wear something if I feel more comfortable without it?
Let me ask you a question. I understand, there's always an anecdotal story, and in your case and the other gentleman they called, they had people that were thrown out of the car, and it probably did save their lives, and I won't argue that. But in the odds, I'm an old horse player, and I know Fran is as well. The odds of that happening in your favor are pretty slim. I mean, most of the time, I'd say, however, 90% of the time, you're going to be way better off to be buckled up. So,
well,
you still think the choice should be yours?
I see what you're saying on that, but then, if that's the case, then why do people play the lottery and have gambling problems if the odds of them winning or losing are astronomical? You have a much higher chance of getting struck by lightning than winning the lottery, yet people still play it, and they have gambling problems and can't take care of their families. So do we stop them from gambling? Of course not, because it generates too much money. So, if we're going to – it's all in the way that you look at it and things are spun. If there's a better odds for me to wear my seatbelt, then I should take that into consideration, of course, but I still don't feel that forcing people to do it, for one, it's been proven it's not made them do it. You know what I mean? It's just some people still don't wear their seatbelts. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. And occasionally, you'll see somebody getting the $100 fine or whatever it is, and making their statement. So you think it should just be an option? And I do think we get fined enough. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and one of my last points is, God Himself made commandments in the Bible. He made 10 of them so people would better understand what to do. That never really changed what people still do because people do what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? The first 2 commandments that Jesus said in the Bible was to love your neighbor as yourself and to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And if you had those 2, you wouldn't need the other 10. But just because we put a law into effect doesn't really change the fact that people will still make their choices, so it should just be left to the choice.
Oh, and on the lottery thing, I'll tell you why I play. The $2, it's for the dream. I know there's no chance of winning, but I think $2 for a dream's a pretty good deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that point, too. Myself, I'm not going to put $2 out this week and the next week because eventually that builds up to a lot. But, there again, it comes down to those choices. And I don't trust those odds either.
Well, that's exactly right. I understand that. And it should be free choice.
Yeah, did anybody hit the multi-million-dollar lottery?
Nobody that's
Mega
working
Millions,
here.
yeah. Mega Millions.
I didn't check yet.
New York.
New York?
Somebody in New York hit it.
There we go.
127 million if you take the annuity.
So you see,
which
you
I
saved
would
a couple
never
dollars.
do.
There we go. You saved $2, my friend.
No,
There
you
you
save
go.
one. You save one because
$1. It's only $1.
It's Powerball that's $2.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So we
There
saved
you
you
go.
$1
Hey, gentlemen,
right
have
there.
a good day.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the call. Take care now.
Take care.
839-1059. We're just about out of time, but we can squeeze one quick phone call in if you'd like to give us a quick call. By all means, give us a quick call. And we're talking about things in the area, talking about things that should be revisited or maybe not revisited, depending on your point of view. If we had to take a poll from this morning, seatbelt law has been considered null and void according to our group this morning. So there you go. Free choice has been the award winner this morning.
There are people that have been in accidents and
Sure.
needed the seatbelt, and there are people that, we've gotten some phone calls where it's the other side of the coin,
I understand. And given the choice of the one caller,
I had to dance with a telephone pole when I was 18, and thank the Lord I had my seatbelt on. Hit a patch of ice, and
boom.
Wasn't going fast, maybe going 30.
That's good. A good friend of mine has kissed two airbags.
Yeah.
And I mean,
we didn't have airbags back
no, I
then.
know, but I mean, she wears her seatbelt and she's kissed a couple of airbags. And the weird thing is, she doesn't remember either one of them. The actual airbag thing, just remembers the aftermath. And
that's a good thing.
Being perfectly fine. Came out with a sprained ankle.
That's a very good thing.
Yeah,
because they don't taste very good.
I heard.
That was Walt Barkus, 839-1059.
They have them in chocolate mocha now.
Oh, that's what I got on the way in. Yeah. Chocolate mocha. It's almost gone. So
chocolate mocha, peppermint, strawberry banana.
Is that right?
And
prune juice and
orange prune.
Oh, I think there's also one for Elvis.
That's butter fluffer and
it's peanut butter and bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And fluffer nutter.
Okay.
And
you know what?
And Percocets.
You know what super polite Elvis says, right? You've heard the old jokes at Elvis. Fran, do Elvis real quick. Do us the thank you.
I'm still dead.
That's a little variation of the original.
Okay. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And super polite Elvis would say, he'd say, you're welcome. You're welcome very much.
He was never one of my favorites.
Super polite Elvis, loved him.
And Elvis was never one of my favorites.
And speaking of favorites,
I thought he put his voice on.
Okay, well, we're going to fade that right on out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in this morning. This is Slower Lower. I'm Norm Short. That was Walt Barkus impersonating Elvis. I'm sure Elvis is spinning right now wherever he is. Fran the Man's here to do a little board hopping and get Jim Weller's show on the road and running good. All that's coming up. And if you're looking for something to do today, you can win cash and have a great time at the 5th Annual Delaware Women's Expo. It's today from noon to 4 at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center, brought to you by the Sussex County Federal Credit Union. So if you want to save a little money, stop by their expo, learn some things, do the game show. You might win cash. There's also free admission and a chance to win $1,000. That's right, 1,000 large, no lottery ticket purchase necessary. So my friend who called in earlier, there's your deal. There's your chance to get some money and not have to pay a small fee to be a part of the product. BB Health will be there with healthcare and Dr. Laura Bourbon to fix those broken hearts. She'll be there as well. I'm Norm Short. See you next Saturday.
Local news first on Delaware 1059.
Good morning. It is 6:59. I'm Walt Barkus in the Delaware 1059 newsroom. Cold and plenty of sunshine today. 32. Tomorrow looks interesting. 25 now in Georgetown. It's 18 in Milford and 23 in Lewis. 18-year-old active duty service members can vote, smoke, and fight for their country, but they can't have a drink. A Maryland senator is looking to change that. A proposal by Senator Ron Young would allow active duty service members who are at least 18 years of age to be served beer and wine. The service member would be required to show their Armed Forces ID at the bar or restaurant when they are being served. The bill was scheduled for a hearing yesterday. No word on whether it passed. The Washington Regional Alcohol Program has already spoken out against the bill, saying that they support the troops, but not changing the minimum drinking age. From the first town in the first state, WXDE Lewis. Morning, it's 7 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Gary Nunn. It was a struggle, but they did it. Congress approved a money bill preventing the Department of Homeland Security from running out of cash just ahead of a midnight deadline, but it is only for 1 week. CBS News correspondent Craig Boswell reports it came after hours of political wrangling and reluctant giving and taking.
Conservative Republicans wanted the bill to include provisions to block President Obama's executive action on immigration.
We must stand up against the administration's overreach on immigration.
Democrats were happy the immigration language was removed, but wanted DHS funding to last through September.
President Obama signed the bill minutes before midnight. It's unclear how Congress will seek to fund the agency beyond next week. Two storms now taking aim at the Northeast. Again, New England in the crosshairs of the latest double-barreled winter weather system.
We're looking at 3 to 6 inches of snowfall, so it's not a major one, but it is plowable. And there will likely be a little bit of mixing that takes place Cape Cod and the islands. So as some rain tries to move in later on, or at least a very wet snowfall, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches there.
WBZ-TV meteorologist Eric Fisher. A winter storm smothered parts of North Texas yesterday and 7 inches of snow, and a winter weather advisory posted for that region today. Plans for an anti-government protest march today in Moscow have been put on hold following the shooting death of a prominent opposition leader and sharp critic of President Vladimir Putin. The rally now set for tomorrow.
And when they have that big opposition rally on Sunday, everybody is going to be rallying around Boris Nemtsov's memory, and it's not going to be good for Putin or the Kremlin.
Nemtsov was shot and killed near the Kremlin amid talk of conspiracy. That's Beth Noble, former CBS Moscow bureau chief, now a professor at Fordham University. Mourners gathering at the bridge where Nemtsov was killed. Today, on the bridge, mourners placing flowers and candles in Nemtsov's memory. President Obama in his weekly address underscoring the commitment to middle-class economics, especially when it comes to retirement security. He says some financial advisors get so-called backdoor payments and hidden fees in exchange for steering people into bad investments.
All told, bad advice that results from these conflicts of interest cost middle-class families and working families about $17 billion every year.
In the Republicans' weekly address, Ohio Congressman Jim Renacci calls on the president to support a savings plan approved this week in the House, the so-called 529 plans, allowing families to set up savings accounts for their kids.
To adapt to the times, we clarify that computers are qualified expenses under 529 accounts.
Renacci says the House bill also cuts down on bureaucracy and allows families to redeposit refunds from colleges without taxes or penalties. Florida health officials are reporting 3 cases of leprosy over the past 5 months. 2 of those believed to be linked to recent contact with
Check.
9
1,
banded
2.
armadillos.
1, 2.
Gary Nunn, CBS News.
1, 2. Check. 1, 2.
You hear that, kid?
Can you hear me?
That's the
1,
hum
2.
of a well-run
Yeah.
facility.
Too loud?
You know what I hate hearing?
1, 2.
Silence.
Check.
Silence on a
1,
production
2.
line means downtime. Downtime means wasted time. Wasted time means wasted money. Silence isn't golden, kid. It's deadly. That's why I love Grainger. With a wide variety of the latest products, Grainger gets us what we need when we need it to help keep this place up and running and humming away. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We know what it's like, that persistent nagging feeling that will only go away when you get away. For those with a passion for travel, there's the new Discover It Miles card. You earn unlimited 1.5 miles for every dollar you spend, and you can fly any airline anytime with no blackout dates. Just buy your ticket and use miles to credit your statement. Apply now and Discover will double your miles at the end of your first year. So go on, scratch that travel itch. Get the new Discover It Miles card today. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/miles.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 7:04. A registered sex offender from Bridgeville has been arrested for allegedly sexually harassing a person at the Rehoboth Burger King. Delaware State Police say 51-year-old Stephen Hall approached a 19-year-old man at the restaurant on Thursday afternoon about 3:15 and solicited sex from him while the 19-year-old returned home, or when he returned home. He informed his parents. They called Delaware State Police about the alleged incident that involved Hall, who reportedly works at the restaurant. Hall was arrested and charged with sexual harassment. He was released on $500 unsecured bond. Hall, by the way, is a Tier 2 registered sex offender and convicted of unlawful sexual contact in the 3rd degree in September of 1998. Delaware Governor Jack Markell explains how the state is helping suppliers, diversity providers, grow in Delaware. In his weekly radio address, Markell says he's committed to providing the supplier diversity community with the supportive environment they need to thrive, and that ongoing efforts already reflect that. Markell points to Executive Order 44, signed last spring, which enables business owners by individuals with disabilities, and certain small businesses are able to successfully compete for state contracts that are certified as diverse suppliers.
Previous efforts to support minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses throughout the state, which combined has resulted in nearly a 200% increase in Delaware's supplier diversity community over the past 6 years.
Markell adds that there are just over 2,000 supplier diversity providers in the state, and the list is growing. A 28-year-old Milford man is charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old. Police say they arrested Keith Kevin Smith Jr. on Tuesday, stemming from the sexual assault that happened February 15th at the home at Brightway Commons apartment complex. Smith is charged with first-degree unlawful sexual contact. He's been committed to SCI in lieu of $10,000 bail. Police say Smith was trying to start an intimate relationship with the victim. Taking a look at sports, Philadelphia got a win last night, and it was in basketball. This is unusual. Philadelphia 89, Washington 81. Meanwhile, Carolina over Washington 3-0 in hockey. And Daytona 500 winner Joey Logano has moved on and won the pole for Sunday's NASCAR Sprint Cup race in Atlanta. Taking a look at the forecast, cold, plenty of sunshine today, 32, becoming cloudy with temperatures falling to or near the record of 13. Cloudy and cold conditions tomorrow, a shower in spots in the morning, then rain and drizzle later on, 42. Breezy with clouds, giving way for some sunshine on Monday, 45. Some sun, then turning cloudy with rain and sleet in the afternoon on Tuesday, 40. And on Wednesday, morning rain, heavy at times, windy in the morning, cloudy, warmer, 64. Can spring be far away? Probably it is. Taking a look at the current conditions, 25 in Georgetown, 23 in Lewis, 18 right now in Ellendale. I'm Walt Barkus in the Delaware 105.9 Newsroom.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
Good morning, everybody. Jim Weller here, and you are listening to Weller Does Delmarva. It's a little chilly out. Just a few minutes ago, my phone said it's 11 degrees. So we are live this morning. We are wide awake. I'm working with Colin Walls and his son, Colin Walls.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. And how you two doing?
We're doing great.
Good. Got up early?
We got up, well, compared to yesterday, I got up late.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Friday mornings are early.
Fridays are early.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys being here, and we're going to have a busy show. We're actually on Route 16 in Ellendale, right at the worldwide headquarters for Dry Zone. It's the Dry Zone Red Barn. You can't miss it. I got a few giveaways here trying to entice people to come on in. There's also some food here. So there's some bakery items and some tasty-looking stuff there. So I think it's all non-fattening, I think. But anyway.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Looks like it to me.
Yeah.
But
all the sugar on top is non-fattening, I think.
Right. So anyway, non-fattening sugar. But anyway, stop by and have a little breakfast Danish or something like that and pick up a Weller Does Delmarva coffee mug. I'm also giving away the Walls Weller discount cards. We normally sell them for $15. They're good at a lot of local restaurants and the Duck Inn Car Wash and so on. And we're going to be here till 9 o'clock, broadcasting live at the Dry Zone Red Barn. We're going to talk to Dry Zone off and on through the show and learn about a lot of the things that they do. The most amazing thing they can do that I am looking forward to witnessing someday is raising concrete. So, and that's without any lifts or anything like that. It's just amazing how they do it. So we're going to talk about the different services that Dry Zone has to offer. We're going to have Bill on and then Derek and then Bill again. So we're going to really inform you. But if you've never been to the Dry Zone Red Barn, I encourage you to, you got till 9 o'clock to get here. So get up, get out, get about, come on down. And also you can see what they've done to the inside of the barn. You won't even recognize it. It's kind of just amazing in general. So good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. You can also watch us. We stream this show. You can watch it at wellerdoesdelmarva.com. So good morning, everybody. And it is just about the last day of the month. In fact, it is the last day of the month. So Weller's is open today from 9 to 1. And we really have, honestly, we've had a really good year so far, as amazing as that sounds. I do think the economy is improving. Even though gas is going up a little bit, it is still a lot cheaper than it was a year ago. So I just want to let you know we've had a good winter, and if you need a trailer, it is the last day of the month. We'll work just a little bit harder than normal. Brooks is actually on vacation, but you could deal with Jason or Earl or Brandon is in sales today. So stop by Weller's Utility Trailers and check them out. They open at 9, and they'll take good care of you. Also, last Saturday, I woke up, I was taking a shower, and I do it every Saturday. Sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes the evening. But anyway, last Saturday, I'm taking this shower at 5 o'clock in the morning, and in the middle of the shower, I've never had it in my life, I run out of water. And I'm thinking, man, how could this even happen? I've just never, ever had that.
Couldn't have been your water bill because you have a well, right?
That's right.
Could have been your electric bill. But
bill.
your lights were still on.
Correct. The lights were still on. So anyway, I get out there and I'm looking at it and it's not working. But there was a little light bulb in my little water pump area. My water pump's in the ground, but in where the tank is and all the pipes and stuff. So anyway, I put a new light bulb in it, and then I come on and I did the show. And I mentioned it on the show, and I had so many people call. And I just want to throw a big thank you to everybody that called. Some of you told me who you were. Some of them I had to guess by the voice. So, Sam Wilson, I knew it was you. But anyway, thank you to everybody because
you could tell by how long he kept you on the phone that it was it.
Right. Well, it was a voicemail.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, it was an 8-minute voicemail. No, I'm just kidding, Sam. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that called because the basic information was there's the electric switch that makes the pump come on and off, and there's this little tube, and people would say, oh, it's going to be 4 inches, 5 inches long. But take a blow dryer
and
Oh,
they
or
were
a heat
all
gun.
wrong. It was 5.5 inches long, right?
Then I was all thrown off,
Right.
right, in other words. But anyway, so I took a heat gun and warmed it up, and that's exactly what it was.
Wow.
Because I guess water comes up that little tube and pushes something at the bottom of that switch, which makes the pump come on and go off. Because what I was experiencing was the pump come on, but it never shut off. I got to like 60, 70 pounds of water pressure, and then some little valve in that room just started spewing water everywhere.
Right.
You know, and but that's exactly what it was. So to all the people that called and left a message right away, I appreciate it. I had some Facebook messages. I had phone calls on the phone line I gave out. So thank you, everybody. I now have water. It is Saturday, and I will take a shower again.
And all the plumbing contractors are now upset that you got
Yes.
all this advice because you didn't get to call them.
Well, actually, I actually had called a plumber,
Okay.
and that was the advice he gave me to try first.
Yeah, because most plumbers are probably way busy right now with
To be
fixing
fooling with
broken pipes. To be fooling
Jim
with
Weller's
your
thing.
little
And they knew I had a
broken
hairdryer laying around.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you everybody for that, okay?
Now, did you take my recommendation last week and not put a compact fluorescent in there? You put a real incandescent bulb in it?
No, I actually went energy efficient and put one of them spirally cured. No, I put a spotlight in
Not
the
going to
thing.
get much heat off of them.
No, not at all. They've got to warm up.
Yeah.
So anyway, but folks, we are here, we are live, and we're encouraging people to stop by and check out what they've done. It's kind of amazing. Also, end of the month, we really are cutting some reasonable deals. But, man, I'll tell you one thing we have got is a lot of used trailers. I'm really surprised. We've got aluminum trailers and we've got dump trailers and all kinds of used trailers. And a lot of people got one sitting around just saying, you know, I just don't need it as much. I need the money more than the trailer. We buy them. We literally will just write you a check and buy your trailer.
Wow. Now, a dump trailer, is that one that you fill up with trash and you take it to the dump and
It's exactly
dump all
what
your
it
trash?
is.
That's what you
and
mean?
then unload it.
Okay.
No, it's a hydraulic dump trailer.
Oh,
but
okay.
anyway, but we got a lot of trailers in stock, you know. So, but again, I just want to finish the month with a bang. You know, something I do want to talk about. I was on here looking around Wilson's auction in Lincoln. Dave Wilson and his group there do a great job. But they have a nice auction coming up, and they have one actually today. First of all, I love auctions. I love good deals on things. If I could just get my selling to match my buying, I'd have it made. But every Saturday, right there at Wilson's Auction on Route 113 in Lincoln, they have an auction. It starts at 10 in the morning, goes till 8 or 9 at night. And if you go to their website, which is wilsonsauction.com, and you click on the ad, you can look and see. But one thing they had that was kind of neat was like an old desk. It's like a little school desk. Looks like the lid must lift up. And then there's this metal frame that holds the desk, and then there's a pipe that attaches to the chair. So the chair is literally attached to the desk. So I guess that's so all the kids' chairs are in the exact same spot. Everything's nice and neat and uniform. So it looks a little antiquish, but they have that, and they just have a lot of different things. I saw an old bicycle with one of them banana seats on it and a basket on the front, and a lot of furniture. And they have glassware, they have coins. But if you go to their website and flip through this auction, you will see that place is full of all kinds of stuff. And it starts at 10 o'clock this morning, okay? So that's that one. Then you go under upcoming auctions. And then, of course, every Tuesday night, they have the auto auction. So that's every Tuesday night, whether you want to sell a car, buy a car. It's a great place to check out. That starts at about 6 o'clock. Then next Saturday, they have an auction again there at Wilson's. But on the 9th, now that's a Monday night, they're having an auto shop liquidation. at 6 p.m. in Harrington. It's actually Sipple's Auto Sales. So they're selling, like, there's a tractor, there's all kinds of shop equipment and tools, toolboxes, and stuff like that. So there was a really neat-looking tractor in there. So, again, if you go to the webs, there's a tire balancer, there's wheel weights, there's a tire machine, there's just toolbox after toolbox of tools, and more tools. So anyway, I was more interested in the property, thinking about opening a trailer store in Harrington. So anyway, but there's a real nice tractor. It looks like it's got a bucket on the front and a canopy over the driver, and it looks like it might be four-wheel drive. So anyway, whether you're looking for a tractor, whether you're looking for some tools, or you just want to have some fun at an auction, you can go to the one at Sipple's on March 9th. That's at 6 p.m. That's on a Monday night. Or you can go today to Wilson's Auction. So if you're tired of being cooped up, or you just got an urge to go see what's going on at an auction, and it's kind of exciting because you're around things that are happening. Stuff is getting sold. So whether you need an auctioneer, whether you want to go to an auction, maybe you've got an estate that you want to settle, or you got a building full of merchandise you want to get rid of, just give Dave Wilson and his team a call at 422-3454, 422-3454. Visit them on the web at wilsonsauction.com. They've been serving Delaware for over 40 years. Also, if you're into the low-digit tags, it's kind of interesting. On the website, it says Delaware tag prices, and you can see what tags used to be and how much they've sold for and how much they're going for currently. It's a real good pulse of the tag market. Also, Dave Wilson wants to remind everybody, whatever you bid is what you pay. And what he means by that is there's no buyer's penalty. Some auctioneers, if you bid $1,000, you have to pay $1,100 or $1,500 because they have a 10 to 15% buyer's penalty. Dave Wilson is saying no buyer's penalty there. What you bid is what you pay. So that's Wilson's Auction. Give him a call. Tell him I sent you. 422-3454. 422-3454. And I think I'm going to get Bill to come on over from Dry Zone. This would be Bill Anderson. He is the guy that runs Dry Zone. He does a great job, and we're going to talk to him about the different things that Dry Zone has to offer and how you would get a hold of him and so on and so forth. So we're going to talk to him in just a minute as soon as he gets seated. That would be Bill Anderson. And the Dry Zone team, big company, local company, got a lot going on, and I'm kind of really impressed and glad to be involved in them. Plus, I'm glad they rented the barn. But if you're listening, stop by and see this place. Take a look at it and see what they've done to the inside. They actually have an office on the end. I think it's like Bill owns it, but Heather is the one who can tell you what's going on around here. So go ahead and pick up your mic. And good morning, Bill Anderson.
Morning, how are you, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
I appreciate you coming in here so bright and early.
Oh, no problem.
And having us and having the Danishes and everything else.
Yeah.
So, well, good. So how's things been?
Good. Well, actually, I haven't been around here much, so
Okay.
I've been taking a lot of guys to trainings and stuff
I saw
like
that.
So
So evidently you do continual training.
we do. One of our biggest investments is our people.
Yes, it is.
And the reason why, you can have confidence in someone is if they have their people constantly trained.
Yes. Yeah.
So this time
not
of
just
year-
one time for 10 years, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. God, I took some sales folks to Orlando, and then I just took all of my people to Virginia Beach.
Okay. Did you take a train?
To Orlando? Yeah, I don't fly.
Okay.
I
okay.
can fly. I just don't like
You
to fly.
can't, right. Makes your arms tired.
It really does. I think if they'd let me fly the planes, I'd be a little bit better than sitting in the back.
Yeah, take the train.
Yeah, train's much funner.
All right. So anyway, continual training.
Yeah, so it's great to actually have our guys constantly learning the newest stuff. It's we call it sharpening the saw, right?
What is sharpening
the saw? So if you don't keep that saw sharpened, it's going to get very dull.
That's
and,
true.
Our folks
Going to work harder and build up heat.
Exactly. Yeah. And then then it just doesn't work.
Right.
And when we talk about having to fix homes, and whether it's waterproofing or foundation repair or whatever, if we send somebody out there that doesn't know what they're doing, it's just terrible. It's
Right.
not going to fix someone's home. They're going to get overcharged. It kills me because I'll watch, not just in my industry, but you'll watch all these different companies that you deal with, and nobody really trains their people like they should.
Right.
You know?
Or if they do, it's one time.
Exactly. Yeah.
One and done.
One and done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, I hated school when I was in high school, and I really hated college when I was in college. But, it's now that that we're in business for ourselves and all that.
Well, you see the value in it.
Exactly, yeah. And I was talking with my daughter about geometry this morning. It's like, Dad, you're never going to need geometry, and I'm like, well, no, you do, because this is why, and we used it last week, and this is why it's important. So
you just never know.
You just never know, yeah.
Yeah. Well, training is important. In other words, I noticed that everybody that you got, even when we interview them and so on, they really do. They not only go to training, they seem to retain it well.
Yeah, well, it's it's important. It's like I said, it's someone's. It's not a house that we're taking care of. It's someone's home.
Right.
And it just kills me when you get Chuck in a truck or Pete in a pickup out there. And
is that Chuck in a truck and Pete in a pickup?
Yeah, I picked up Pete in a pickup last week. I thought that was funny. But they'll go out, and they'll just throw some shims in,
Right.
and
well,
they'll
do the best that they were trained, which
Correct.
could be the flyer at Home Depot or Lowe's when they pick up their supplies.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
So it's, there's so many ways to do things, and there's so many variables, and if you don't constantly train for all the different scenarios, then when you come across it, you could just, I was talking with Derek yesterday, and there was a lady that had huge sinkhole right underneath her house. She never even knew it was there.
In Delaware?
In Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Delaware,
Chestertown
Maryland.
was
We're not
on the
talking
peninsula.
Florida.
Yeah. No, it was on the peninsula. I think it was like
Okay.
Chestertown or something.
Okay.
But it was like 7 foot wide by 3 foot long, and then it was like 3 foot deep, and it was right next to the foundation in the corner, and there was a pier near it, like the inside concrete column.
Okay.
And never even knew it was there. So apparently she's had water eroding and eroding and eroding and eroding. Well, if it gets too bad, the whole house could just crumble into that hole.
That's right.
So, the first thing, Derek did was he was like, okay, this is what you need to do, which was basically we need to stabilize that hole before we do anything else.
How do you stabilize a hole?
So, well, I guess there's two different ways we could do it. We could either use our poly level,
Okay.
or we could, which what I told her we should do is we're just going to use stone.
Okay.
We're going to take a 57 stone, which isn't crush and run.
Okay.
Crush and run has all these fines in it, and we take a 57 clean stone, and we'll compact it.
Okay.
At so many intervals, and then once that hole is stabilized, then we'd be able to go on the outside and drive what's called a helical pier. We'd have to, I think it was 7 of them that we put it on a load calculator. And once again, if you don't go to trainings, it's kind of hard to learn how to use a load calculator.
First of all, you got to have the load calculator.
Right. Well, you can do the math. I mean, it's just, we just have that math kind of made easier for us,
Okay.
But, there's a whole lot of different things you have to put inside this equation to figure out how many piers you're going to need to actually stabilize it, as opposed to somebody just, going
Looks right to me.
4. Yeah, exactly,
Well, let me put my glasses on. Now it looks different.
Exactly.
Huh.
So, we talked to her about, the depths that we're going to try to, or at least not the depths, but the pressure that we're going to try to reach.
Okay.
We talked to her about, depth clauses and, a lot of stuff that, we try to be real open with our homeowners, because most companies who drive piers have a depth clause. There's a certain depth at which it begins to cost more money, because you
Okay.
can't just drive indefinitely, because the price of steel is just ridiculous.
Okay. So you're going to drive a pier in the ground.
Yeah, it's what we do is it's basically like a great big screw.
Okay.
And like the houses at the beach where they take the big wooden posts and they start pounding them into the ground, and you can
Right.
hear them from a mile away. Well, this isn't as intrusive. We just simply go in with a mini excavator,
Okay.
and it has, for lack of better words, a screw gun on the end of it.
Okay.
And that screw gun takes this 3-inch post with these blades on it,
Okay.
and it starts to embed it into the ground.
And then I guess you can hook one onto another.
It is, yeah. You bolt one to the other, and then you start driving. You bolt one onto the other, and you keep going down and down and down. And we have these gauges on our excavator that simply tell us how much torque or how much pressure it's taken to get it into the ground, which is going to tell us what type of
kind of
competent soil
resistance.
we're in.
Okay.
Exactly what type of resistance we're in. And then there are certain criteria where we say, okay, that's acceptable for the weight of your home.
Okay. How do you know how much a home weighs?
Load calculator. It's square
Okay.
footage. You have a live load and a dead load, and
What's a live load? A young,
so the live load
lively
is,
family?
It's with your
versus-
furniture, the people,
Okay.
everything
Lots
in
of
it.
kids running around.
Exactly. And then the dead load is just an empty house.
Dull,
Yeah.
unhappy, unvibrant people.
Exactly.
It's a dead load. Now, when I was a kid, I always was told if you dig a hole deep enough, you'll get to China.
Right.
Do you know if that's true or not?
I'm probably sure you could.
You dig one deep enough. All right. I get amazed every time we talk about all this stuff because it sounds like way too complicated.
Right.
But yet you seem to simplify it in a way that it can end up being a successful project.
Well, yeah, it's, and that's one of the things that we're actually teaching our trainings to our designers, is this stuff can get like really super complicated, right? I mean, I talked to the first time I talked to an engineer, I didn't understand a word they were saying. I mean, they might have been speaking Swahili or something.
Okay.
And I'm going like, well, I don't get it. And they're just like going, well, why don't you get it? It's QR2 divided, and I'm going like, okay, listen, I hated math when I was in school and I really don't like it now still. So, but we really try to talk to our homeowners like
in a
way
language.
they can understand it, yeah, because it can get complicated.
An applicable language.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to have Derek on next in the next
You
half
are.
an hour.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give out the numbers, and
Sounds
we'll
good.
go from there. So that's Bill Anderson.
Yes, sir.
And Dry Zone, 684-5034, 684-5034. Now, if you want to talk to Bill, he's going to be right here with us till 9 o'clock this morning. So stop by and say hi and just pick his brain or let him pick yours. So, all right, thank you, Bill.
Very cool.
We'll be
Thank
back
you, sir.
in a couple of minutes. All right, and it's dryzone.com on the web. They've got little videos there and infomercials and just a little bit of everything. As far as Wellers, I want to jump right to Wellers for just a minute and remind you, I had mentioned it is the last day of the month, and we're just kind of doing what we can to move some merchandise. But if it helps you at all, we got a lot of people saying, I got tax returns coming back. Hopefully. We got 90 days same as cash, if that helps at all. We got 6 months same as cash, or a full year same as cash. And how that works is you do have a monthly payment, but if you pay that loan off within 12 months, you don't pay 1 penny in interest. So that's Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. We'll take good care of you. 337-8228 if you have any questions. Also, a lot of people are getting their trailers worked on. Every day now, our shop has trailers in there being worked on. We can do minor welding. We can replace the floor, jacks, couplers, wheel bearings. If you want to just make sure all your lights are working, your breakaway switch, give us a call to schedule your work, or come on in and drop your trailer off, and we'll take good care of you. We also have parts and stuff like that in stock for the do-it-yourselfer. So if you have a trailer, you just want to get it up and running, today would be a good day to stop in. But today we really want to try to sell 10, 12 trailers, and we really need to make some deals to do that. So, Colin?
You're setting the bar low at 10 and 12.
10 and 12?
Yeah, 10 to 12 trailers.
Right, 10 to 12. All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Go to wellerdoesdelmarva.com and watch what we do during the break. We'll be right back.
I'm Maggie Johnson from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center. Waking up in the morning, you need accurate weather information to start your day. That's why I'm here every morning to give you the 3-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties. You're invited to check in with us every morning on the Dan Gaffney Show and throughout your busy day for weather updates. From the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center, the area's most reliable and accurate forecast you can depend on every day on Delaware 105.9.
Quite cold for today with plenty of sunshine. We'll see a high near 29 degrees for this afternoon. So cold for tonight and increasingly cloudy, the low dropping down to 19 degrees. Cloudy for tomorrow with a shower in spots after temperatures rise above freezing. Then we'll see a mix of rain and sleet in the afternoon, a high of 39. Cloudy and breezy for your Monday, a high of 41. I'm meteorologist Courtney Spamer in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
And good morning. We are at 7:30 now with an update for you from Delaware 105.9. A registered sex offender from Bridgeville is arrested for allegedly sexually harassing someone at the Burger King in Rehoboth. Delaware State Police say 51-year-old Stephen Hall approached a 19-year-old man at the restaurant on Thursday afternoon about 3:15 and solicited sex from him. When the 19-year-old returned home, he informed his parents, and they called Delaware State Police about the alleged incident that occurred involving Hall, who was reportedly working at the restaurant. Hall was arrested and charged with sexual harassment. He was released on $5,000 unsecured bond. Hall is a Tier 2 sex offender and convicted of unlawful sexual contact in the third degree in September 1998. It's 7:31.
CBS News Update. I'm Gary Nunn. Feet to the fire. Congress voted last night late to fund the Department of Homeland Security just ahead of a midnight deadline, but it's only for a week. House Democratic Leader Nancy Pelosi.
We certainly want to protect the American people every minute of every day, 24/7. That includes today, and we believe that within the next 7 days, hopefully 5, that we will have a bill that takes us to the end of the year, end of the fiscal year.
Republican Hal Rogers of Kentucky.
It's the 11th hour, and we must act to provide stable, continuous funding for the agencies and programs tasked with defending our home turf.
CBS Political Director John Dickerson.
This is kind of the first test of the Republicans who are running all of Congress now. And it's a test of whether they can do the minimum required in their jobs. And so that's why this has a huge political consequence if they didn't pass anything.
CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
Thanks for listening to Delaware 105.9 on your radio. And for your convenience, streaming live online. Visit Delaware1059.com to hear local news and talk for Delmarva online, streaming 24/7. Sponsored in part by Dart First State. Let Dart do the driving. Save money, save gas, ride greener. Bus routes statewide between Rehoboth, Georgetown, Dover, and Wilmington. Delaware 105.9. Streaming live at Delaware1059.com.
When winter weather hits and schools and businesses are closed, turn to Delaware 105.9 for all the latest information on the air, online, and on your phone. Visit Delaware1059.com and sign up for text alerts and to get the latest closings. Brought to you by Winter Subaru. Subaru earns Kelley Blue Book 2015 Best Resale Value Award and Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive for excellent handling and traction. Check out huge savings today at Winter Subaru, just north of the Dover Mall, and at wintersubaru.com.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Want to take back control? A Generac home standby generator protects your home against power outages every second of every day, all year long, automatically, whether you're home or away. Control your power, control your life with a Generac home standby generator.
Contact Satterfield and Ryan, Delaware's elite Power Pro Generac dealer at DelawareGenerators.net or call 422-4919.
Hi, I'm Jeff Twilley, Director of Operations and Technical Services for Delmarva Broadcasting Company. It's my job to keep all of our radio stations on the air at all times. You depend on us for up-to-the-minute news and information, and Delmarva Broadcasting depends on the services of a great local company, Satterfield and Ryan, your elite Generac generator dealer. They take care of our business. Let them take care of yours. Call Satterfield and Ryan at 302-422-4919.
The comments, views, and opinions expressed on the air at Delaware 105.9 are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and not those of staff, management, or advertisers at Delmarva Broadcasting Company. The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
Okay, everybody, I am back. For those that are watching at Weller Does Delmarva, you got to see what I do on break. It's probably about as hard as I work all the time. No, we had a good time. Anyway, we are live, sitting right inside the Dry Zone Red Barn on Route 16 in Ellendale, and you're invited. We've got these breakfast Danishes over here. They all look really good, and they are free. And I'm giving away the Weller Does Delmarva coffee mug. And I've got some Weller's Wood Nickels. Haven't gave them away in a while. They're actually good. You just go over to Weller's in Bridgeville, and you can have a $3 item free or put it towards anything you want to buy. It really makes a difference if you're buying a $4,000 or $5,000 trailer. So that first $3 is it's like starting a campfire. It's just what you need. It's just what you need to get you spending. Yeah. That first $3 free. But I'll tell you what a lot of people do. They keep them as a collector's item. But you can come in the store and get anything you want, $3 for free. And we are giving away the Walls Weller discount cards. And these actually have no discounts at Walls's or Weller's, but they have discounts at any restaurant pretty much that's a good place to eat.
Everything that's on your radar screen.
Everything that's on my radar screen. And if you need a guest, I'll go with you. So we normally sell these cards for $15, but today we're giving them away for free if you just stop by and say hello and check out the Dry Zone Red Barn. Hey, something that I have been trying to sell, and I'm getting ready to show it to some people this morning. It's an office trailer. People say, what do you got going on? I want to tell everybody I have rented the corner in Lincoln. I bought it last April, and I was going to open up a business there, and things are just more complex than my nerves can take, so I'm going to let somebody else open up a business there. So anyway, it's the corner in Lincoln. I have rented it to a company out of Pennsylvania, and they are going to open a business there. And I bought an office trailer to put there that I now need to sell. It's 76 foot long, 16 foot wide. It could be a mobile home also, but it is set up as an office. So if you're listening and you have any type of a business and you need some extra offices, this is a real deal. On each end, it has a great big office. Then it has 2 bathrooms. One actually has a shower, has a small kitchenette with a microwave and a refrigerator and a sink and plenty of cabinets and drawers. It has central heat and air, hot water heater. It has your wider doors, handicap accessible. The doorways are all wider. But it used to be a doctor's office, so you come in the entrance door and there's like a big room there that people would wait, or you could make it a showroom. Then there's a wall with a sliding glass thing where a receptionist would be on the other side, so you can either take that out and have one big showroom, or you can remodel it and make it a living room, or whatever you want to do. But I want to get rid of it. It's got vinyl siding. It's got a shingle roof. It's in excellent, excellent condition. You can actually go to Wellers.com, and I forgot what it's called, but there's a certain area there where it says buildings for sale or properties for sale, and there's like a little slideshow there with about 10 or 15 pictures. $15,000 is what I want for it. $15,000, and I need that thing out of there in the next few days. So if you have any interest, give me a call, 337-7300 on that, 337-7300. And while you're at Lincoln, there's 2 more things I've got that I want to sell. One is a carport, okay? And it's not your average carport. This thing here is 18 by 26. It's a carport. It's blue. And then the back part of it, 18 foot wide, 10 foot deep, is all enclosed with a garage door. So, you know, like you could park your car under, but keep your lawnmower in there and your tools or supplies or whatever. And it's got to be moved. So it's like $3,100 new, and it's not new. So I'm selling it for $1,000 if anybody has an interest in that. And then right next to it is a 2-car garage. Now, it has a dented roof, so whoever buys it has to move it, but also you've got to fix the roof. But it's 24 by 31, and it's got 9-foot-tall walls. It's got an entrance door, a couple windows, and 2 8 by 10 garage doors that roll up. And it's like $7,000 new, and I'm selling it for $2,500. You get the dent in the roof, you get the garage, you get everything. You move it, you take it apart, and take it and make it smaller, bigger, whatever you want to do.
Well,
yes.
how about if you don't want the dent? If we just leave that for you,
You can leave the dent if you don't want it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay.
And it's still $2,500.
Okay.
Okay. So you can either take the dent or leave the dent. Either way, $2,500. Now the only thing is the cement pad that it's on does not go with it. So I don't want people in there.
I got them out there digging already.
Out there. Yeah, so some people thought the cement pad was free since I didn't mention it.
Okay.
So 2-car garage, $2,500. The carport with a little storage area in the end of it for $1,000. Any questions? Give me a call if you want to talk about that. I'll be up there today at 11:30. If anybody wants to stop by and look at any of
Next
this.
thing you know, you're going to tell me that the ground underneath of the trailer doesn't come with it.
You know what? I never thought of it, but it doesn't. But you can have all the weeds if you want. You can have them if they help. So anyway, I'll be up there at 11:30 today. If anybody wants to look at it, I got a building in Ellendale I want to rent too, right on the highway. And if anybody wants to look at that, I'll be there at 10:30 this morning showing that. So if you want to open a business in Ellendale, I got a nice commercial building, and I would love to rent it. And it's only like $1,250 a month. So I'd like to rent that building today and sell everything up at Lincoln today, and then I could maybe go to lunch.
You get enough people there, you could have a bidding war right there.
That's right, a bidding war. So anyway, I just want to tell you that's what I got going on. Colin, is Walls Service Center open today?
It is. Yep, we're open 8 to noon, so
20
coming
minutes
up
from
in
now?
about 20 minutes, yeah. Josh will be there at about 7:59 to unlock the doors, I'm sure.
7:59, okay. And I hate to really mention this, but one thing that I seem to struggle with at this time of the year with the roads being so messy is my windshield's always messy.
Right.
And I really go through the windshield washer fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's somebody that needs that, they literally could come in without an appointment and you'll fill it up and just charge them for the fluid.
That's right. Yep. Just pull
Okay,
on
for
in.
real.
We're
I know you say it.
No,
I just
no, this is for real, and
Okay.
we have people take us up on those offers all the time, especially for the
Okay.
air. We'll put the air in your tires. Just
Yep.
pull up out front. The whole front of the building is glass, so we'll see you out there. Maybe you want to beep your horn. We get a little
Okay.
busy and into our work at times, but
Right.
just beep the horn, or you can come in or wave your arms, anything to catch our attention.
Wiggle your ears.
That's hard to see in the car, but
They wiggle them fast enough.
yeah. But we'll come out there, and
Okay.
say, what can we do for you? Do you need air? You want us to check, if you're getting ready to run through inspection.
Okay.
Stop by, pull up. It's hard to check. I always say it's hard to check your brake lights because you got to be really fast.
Right.
To hit
Put
your
foot
brake
on the
and
brake,
run
jump
around
out. Right.
to see if the brake lights are working. So just stop by. We'll run
Check
out there
everything
and
out.
check
Wow.
the lights for you. And if you need a bulb, we can replace it right then for you.
All right. Not to mention full service facility. Oil change.
Right.
Tune ups, brakes, mufflers, exhaust work, whatever you may need done.
Yeah, everything from oil change up to an engine or transmission.
That you do more
replacement.
by appointment.
Right. Yeah, the engine replacements are definitely by appointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not while you wait.
Right. You don't want to wait for that one.
Right. You have to feed them.
Yeah.
And house them. 422-8110?
8110, yep. We're 220 Northeast Front Street. That's right across the street from Abbott's Grill, right next to Bicentennial Park.
Which is right next to Arenas.
Arenas Deli. Yeah, Arenas.
And Fur Babies.
And Fur Babies, that's right. They've moved into there.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you're in a
And
good neighborhood.
It is a good neighborhood.
Yep.
It is a good
Everybody
neighborhood.
keeps
They got
migrating near you.
Yeah, it's got the Riverwalk. Of course, we've been there since we've been in that.
Well, that's what I'm
building.
saying. You've been there longer than everybody else, so they're all migrating towards you.
That was marsh before we moved there.
Really?
It was marsh. The building is actually sitting on pilings that are driven down. All
Really?
the concrete is on pilings that have been driven down into the ground. Yeah.
No kidding. And I guess you go down there once in a while and look at them?
We check them, right.
Right.
Yep.
There's like the steps down into the basement or something?
Yeah. I'll take you down there someday.
All right.
I'll
Wall
show you where
Service
the door
Center,
is.
422-8110.
That's right.
Tell them Colin sent you, right?
That's right.
All right. I also wanted to mention Mid-South Audio, another good friend of mine. Kevin Short. Now, this business is a really interesting business. So if you have a church or you have a business or you're going to have an event where you hire a speaker or you're going to put on a concert and you say, I have no idea how to handle all the sound equipment I'm going to need. You can meet with them. They rent you pretty much everything, right down to wires and in-ear monitors and speakers and lights. And even if you had like a big place like the Wicomico Civic Center and you need to hang speakers from the ceiling, they actually can go up and hook up the winches that hold the speakers, and they're all certified and properly insured. And so whether you have a big event, small event, whether you need speakers that hang from a ceiling, whether you need them to come from the ground up, even if you need a platform or a stage or a big event outside and you want a great big tractor trailer that is a stage, they have all of that. So they have everything, even the thing you would put on the ground that you run wires through that somebody doesn't trip over it. They have everything imaginable to put on an event, a concert, to bring in a speaker. If you own a church and your soundboard's always making noises and the sound guy says, it isn't me, they can come in and diagnose what your problems are, help you out, offer training, offer advice, anything you need. So whether you want to rent it, whether you want to buy it, either way, they can help you out. So it's called Mid-South Audio. On the web, it's midsouthaudio.com. Then another thing they can do is, let's say you're bringing in, my mind just goes to a church. A church is bringing in a singer, and the singer flies in and he's brought his guitar. But he didn't bring no amp. He didn't bring any microphones. And he also didn't bring his drum set or his keyboard. They literally rent all of those things also. And I'm like, wow. Then you go to their place, and they have a full-blown studio. So let's say Colin and I wanted to make a jingle, or we wanted to see if we do jingle, or if we wanted to make a song or an album or something like that. We could go in there. They could record it. They could mute it.
I wonder if we could lip sync it, if they could bring a real singer in behind us.
Yes.
While we lip sync.
I'd rather the singer be in front of us.
Okay.
So nobody sees that one.
Couldn't even see us?
Right. See, no, we're behind. They're in the front. But anyway, here's another thing they can do. Let's say you and I decide to make a song, and we actually want music to drown out the words or to just add to it. I tell you, Colin, it's amazing. They've got this big studio down there, and then right over to the left of it, you look, there's this big glass wall, and there's a all these instruments in there. So whatever you need. So if you're making a song and you need a piano player, whatever you need, they can provide it. It's like.
Wait a minute. Did you say a piano player, like somebody to actually play the piano? Did you say that or no?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So let's say, in all honesty, I believe Bill Anderson's daughter sings, and let's say she wanted to cut a not an album. I think that's called a vinyl. She would probably want to cut a CD.
Okay.
Okay. And she goes in there, and we find out that Bill Anderson doesn't know how to play the piano, but his daughter needs somebody to play the piano because she's going to sing a song. They can provide the piano player, the studio, everything. And then they can mix it and so on and so forth. So, like, they could help me sound taller through music. Anyway, I know I'm making light of it, but they have it going on.
They do.
I mean, even like if you go to the Return Day Parade in Georgetown, that great big stage that's out there that's like a tractor trailer, they have that.
Yeah. And
they could go anywhere. They've been to Texas. They go to New York, Maryland, Virginia, just about anywhere. So give them a call. Tell them I sent you. It's 856-6993. 856-6993. It's midsouthaudio.com. They can help you in any way, shape, or form, even if no more than you have a sound system and you just need a service call. They actually can do that too. 856-6993. My next guest is from Dry Zone, and his name is Derek. And I'm going to ask Derek if he would like to lead us in a small song. Derek, how's it going?
Excuse me? That was a little surprising.
Well, just to see if you can sing or not, just in case we decide to cut a Dry Zone Weller album.
It would probably be the last time they would allow you on the air.
It could be a hit, though. It could be the blooper of all bloopers, huh?
It would definitely be. I can promise you that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Derek, you're with Dry Zone, right?
Absolutely.
And we've talked before, I believe.
Yes.
And how's things?
Cold.
Cold. Man, isn't it cold?
It is. It's cold for a lot of people.
Now, do you guys work in the cold weather?
Absolutely.
And I know you definitely work in the wet weather.
Absolutely.
Right. In other words, wet weather is when a lot of what you do shows up.
Yeah, it does.
Is that when
right
things
now,
really reveal themselves, or no?
It is, but right now what we're dealing mostly with is the cold.
Okay.
A lot of people are cold. They're trying to figure out how to fight that. And we're one of the frontline defenses for that.
Give me an example. Like what?
Okay, well, for instance, we insulate crawl spaces. But we don't do your traditional that typically doesn't work anyways, where they put the batten insulation up in the floor joist.
Okay.
What
Wait a minute.
happens?
What'd you say about the floor joist?
Where they put the batten insulation in the floor joist.
Okay.
That everybody has it, and everybody still complains that their floors are cold, and they're still cold in their home.
Okay.
So obviously,
so if it was working, your floors wouldn't be cold.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So what we do actually works. Instead of insulating the floors, we actually insulate the walls on the inside in the crawl space.
And the walls is where the cold air comes in.
Right, the walls and the vents. We seal the vents up and we insulate the walls. And basically, I mean, this way the cold air stays outside where it belongs. It doesn't get underneath your house in the first place.
Okay. So you're keeping the elements out.
Right.
Just like you would insulate the walls of your house.
Exactly.
By
Perfect.
insulated windows.
You got it.
Okay.
Well, you know, you got to get a dog in the fight. And what's going on here is everyone already knows that the heat rises, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you turn on your heater, the first thing it does is the heat starts going straight up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a house has a vacuum on the crawl space, so it's pulling cold air into the crawl space and then up from the bottom, okay? So the cold air is coming from the crawl space and then through your floors and coming up through the bottom of your house.
And all your ductwork's in the crawl space.
Right.
Or
well,
not everybody.
Exactly. But I mean, if your heat is rising and the cold air is coming up from the bottom, it's a losing battle.
Right.
So if we can just keep the cold air out, at least you got a dog in the fight now.
Right. Wow. So what you would do is you would go in, and I presume, do you offer free estimates?
Absolutely.
Okay. So really, if somebody's listening right now and they say, I don't know if I want to have my crawl space conditioned. Is that what you call it?
Right.
Conditioned crawl space?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I even want to do that, but, I'd like to talk about it. My daughter's having some work done with you guys, and I think it was Todd came out and did a great job of explaining it and all that. And when they left, it's funny, when they left, when they came, my daughter's like, I don't know if I can afford this. I don't know if I can afford this. Then when they left, they're like, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. The whole tone changed because he did such a good job of explaining everything.
Right.
She's like, it really makes a lot of sense. It's a good financial investment in my home, which is, to the average person, the largest financial investment they're ever going to make.
Exactly.
Is their home. So
Exactly.
so you come in, you give an estimate, you size it up, you square it. It's not something you do over the phone or anything like that.
It's impossible to do over the phone.
So like the guy that comes to do the estimate, will he really crawl around under there?
Yeah, you can't give an estimate if you can't see it.
All right. So you send somebody out, and the person that you send, they're on your staff, and then they are already have knowledge of what you do and so on. So they assess. They go under and assess the entire situation.
Right. What happens is when we get there, we walk in, introduce ourselves, of course, and sit down with them, talk with them, so we can find out, what they want us to do, and it also helps them to understand what they want us to do, so on their end as well. And when it's all said and done, we, go outside, put on our monkey outfit, and crawl underneath the house and play in the mud for a little while. Measure it out, get a square footage and everything. Take a lot of photos. A lot of people don't spend any time underneath their crawl space, as little as possible.
It's not a gathering spot.
You got it. But when we come back up, we put the photos on a laptop and show them kind of take them on a tour through their crawl space, and then ask them. We make suggestions and try to find out what they want to get done, and we kind of lead them down the path on how to get it done.
Is it startling to people?
A lot of times it is.
They have no idea.
They really don't. I mean, you can talk to somebody and say, one of the questions we ask them, when was the last time you went in your crawl space? The answer is usually 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago. The reason why we're out there is because, the termite guy went down there, found out there was a problem, and came back and told them. So.
Or I'll tell you something odd. In other words, when I used to come home from being gone 2 or 3 days, my wife always said our house smelled musty.
Right.
In other words, so that was just another sign that we had something wrong underneath. So, in other words, people can give you a call, you come out, and I'm going to assume whatever you find under there, you can handle.
Oh, there's nothing down there we can't.
So if there's water, or if even if beams are sagging, I know you can even level things and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's what my daughter's getting ready to have done.
Right on. Well, I was the guy that actually almost fell in the sinkhole yesterday. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, everything from sinkholes to, which is a new one for me, to be honest with you.
Right, because when you said sinkholes, I'm thinking, what are you guys working in Florida now?
Exactly. I mean, I've never seen a sinkhole in Delaware. Never.
Wow.
But we've got them, obviously. And the lady was completely surprised. Oh, yeah, she was completely thrown out.
So you're telling me the sinkhole was under the house or outside the house?
Under the house. She had no idea.
She would have never. I mean, she wouldn't have known until some walls were cracking.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. Well, then the phone number I've got is 684-5034 and dryzone.com, and there's a lot of information there. And if somebody wants a free estimate, or are you going to be here till 9 o'clock?
I'll be here.
All right. So we're at the Dry Zone Red Barn on Route 16 in Ellendale. So if you're listening, you want to come in, talk to Bill, talk to Derek, we're here, right?
You got it.
All right. Thank you. All right. Jim Weller and Weller Does Delmarva. We're moving right through here this morning, and that was Derek from Dry Zone. And I'll be honest with you, from crawl space encapsulation to mold, I don't know if I would use the word mold, water, moisture problems underneath of a house. In other words, even if you think you have a problem, what I like is everybody I've met at this company is knowledgeable and friendly and informative. So if you're just thinking, but I have a daughter whose house, her floors sag literally, and her doors don't shut right, and stuff, and it's visible, and it's an older house, and they're going to come in and jack that thing up somehow and replace beams that are old or twisted or whatever with some kind of a new beam, and put these jacks, and then come back every so often and make sure everything is copacetic, or whatever that word is. Copacetic, I don't know. I make them up as I go. But anyway, it's so funny because
it doesn't even sound like you're making them up.
It sounds like I'm just a very learned man.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm impressed with Dry Zone, folks. Stop by and see us. We're sitting right here inside the worldwide headquarters right here in Ellendale, Delaware. Who would have thunk it? But anyway, it's the Dry Zone Red Barn. We're here till 9. Stop by and say hi. You can also watch us at wellerdoesdelmarva.com. Another interesting thing, everything here, I get amazed easy, I guess, but I'm dealing with a guy named Jonathan Hazelwood who owns a business called The Creative Anchor, and he is a web designer, and he is taking our website that we already have, and he is proposing changes, thoughts, and ideas to that. But in the middle of all that, we're now thinking about having what's called an e-commerce store, where when I'm sleeping or not even working or sleeping to not work, whatever it may be, sleeping at work. Anyway, when I'm not paying attention to things, an e-commerce store still makes it so people can buy stuff from me. And something I said, well, how will they figure the freight? He has freight calculators. I never even knew that. So a person could literally go on. I guess we maybe will have to start learning how much each product weighs. But I guess a lot of the things that we sell, it's right in the paperwork where we buy it, how much it weighs.
Wow.
So I'm surprised.
That's good.
Yeah, like draw type products in their catalog, it has the weight of everything. So that way, you can figure stuff out. So he's talking to us about an e-commerce store. He's got some other ideas and a thing called a web crawler and all kinds of stuff. So I'm very, very pleased with him. We haven't completed our project yet because every time we meet, it gets bigger. We start thinking of more ideas and more things that we can do with Wellers.com.
He sounds very creative.
Very creative. He's very creative. But what I really like, Colin, is you're more techie than me, but he doesn't talk. He talks to me in a way that I understand what he's saying.
Right.
In other words, So I like that. So if you're out there and you're listening and you own a business and you have a website and it's more than a couple years old, they say in the web world, a year is almost outdated for a website. So mine's probably not been touched in 5 to 10 years. So I'm very many times over outdated, as you would know if you met me and talked to me. But anyway, Jonathan does a great job. So I'm encouraging you to give him a call. I got a special, too. I got to make sure that thing is still good that he had offered. But his phone number is 526-7250, 526-7250, and his website is thecreativeanchor.com. Check him out. Jonathan Hazelwood. I really am enjoying getting to know him and excited about what he's going to do because he basically is going to take my website from a place that people go and gather information to a place that actually is doing business. As like I'm going to open a new store and it's going to be on my website. So it's thecreativeanchor.com. And here's the special. I think today is your last chance. In fact, I'm looking here. It expires March 2nd, which I think is Monday. So you got to give him a call if you do want to get locked in on this deal. $1,000 off a website. I said, well, is it got to be like a big one or what? He said, no, Jim. He said, if somebody calls me, whatever size website they get, I'll knock $1,000 off as long as it's a brand new, website. So give him a call and talk to him about that offer. 526-7250, 526-7250. He will help you grow your business through your website. So I'm excited to work with him, and that offer expires pretty much March 2nd. So you don't have to have the website done by then, but you got to make contact with him by then. Okay? Hey, I got a special here. What was that? We're going to take a break, and then I'll tell you the special. So we'll be right back. WellerDoesDelmarva.com. Check us out on the web.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Good morning. It is 7:59. I'm Walt Marcus in the Delaware 105.9 newsroom. Cold with plenty of sunshine today, heading for 32. We are slowly warming up as the morning goes on. Right now, we're at 20 in Milford. A month-long probe of illegal drug sales from a pair of Newark homes busts 5 men. Delaware State Police say they've arrested 5 residents of Newark following search of 2 of the homes on Tuesday. According to police, they found over $1,400 bags of heroin, totaling nearly 22 grams, assorted drug paraphernalia, and $1,200 in cash. Troopers also say a 2-year-old girl was found inside the residence of one of the homes, rented to 27-year-old Larry Foraker. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis. Good morning, it's 8 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Gary Nunn. Congress has given the Department of Homeland Security a 1-week lease on life, but it came at a political price amid partisan wrangling and posturing on both sides. CBS News correspondent Stephen Portnoy in Washington.
Congress sent the 1-week extension to the White House just 2 hours before Homeland Security funding would have run out. As midnight neared, department officials circulated their last-minute shutdown plans. Democrats hope before next week's deadline, Republicans will drop their demands for language that overturns the president's executive actions on immigration.
It is unclear how Congress will try to fund DHS beyond next week. Winter's getting a second wind, or maybe more. People in parts of the Southwest right now are digging out after a brutal snowstorm that closed dozens of schools and delayed air travel. Highways there are treacherous. A double dose of cold and snow is blasting across the country.
The storm continues to march across the nation to the northeast, and here are some of the snow totals we'll see from today through the end. Albuquerque 6 inches, Boston 6 inches, and St. Louis a half a foot of snow.
WBBM TV meteorologist Ed Curran, Boston bracing for another storm next week. Thousands of stunned Russians are placing flowers and lighting candles on a Moscow bridge today, where opposition politician Boris Nemtsov was shot and killed. A murder that seems to bear the risks of speaking out against President Vladimir Putin. Nemtsov was hit in the back 4 times in a drive-by shooting. One man in Moscow, through an interpreter, saying,
"For me, it is a symbol of a person who was fighting against the current regime, who was always honest, and I see this as an action aimed at terrorizing people. I want to say that we are not afraid."
A planned anti-government protest scheduled for tomorrow has been canceled and will be instead a memorial to Nemtsov. Separate attacks have taken a deadly toll north of Baghdad today, a series of car bombs ripping through a crowded marketplace and a Shiite militia's checkpoint, killing at least 19 people. At least 200,000 people have applied. The list has been trimmed to 100 people willing to take a one-way trip to Mars. CBS News correspondent Dave Barrett.
Imagine lifting off from Earth in 2024 and never coming back. NASA engineer George Hatcher is in a group of 100 people in the running to go to Mars on a one-way trip. He'd bring a lot of music with him.
My favorite artist is Beck. Take his entire library.
His spacesuit boots would get dirty farming on Mars.
It's going to be a vegetarian diet you grow yourself. I would be growing a wide variety of peppers on Mars.
He has discussed this dream with his wife.
She agreed to marry me anyway, as long as we had kids first.
About the only way Hatcher wouldn't go was if his kids asked him not to. Dave Barrett, CBS News.
A bill is making its way through the legislature in Maine that would repeal the state's mandatory seatbelt law. The sponsor of the measure says forcing people to buckle up amounts to government overreach. This is CBS News.
I don't like sit-down dinners, I don't go to sit-down strikes. I like standing room only, and I don't ride bikes.
This pretty bad song is by a guy with pretty bad hemorrhoids. He needs Preparation H relief with the power of 2. First, use fast-acting Preparation H medicated wipes, then longer-lasting Preparation H maximum strength cream.
Let's sit together on the porch swing.
Preparation H. Don't stand for hemorrhoids. Use as directed.
And try specially formulated medicated wipes for women.
Times are different than they were when Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. Everybody takes photos of their food nowadays. You can bet none of us kids would snap pictures of Mom's tuna casserole surprise. To this day, we don't know what the surprise was, nor do we want to. We didn't always have tasty food, but we always had great car insurance with Geico.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 8:04. Milford police were called to the Mississippian Apartments on Thursday for the report of a domestic dispute with children present. When police arrived, they were refused entry. Detectives obtained a search warrant and were then let in. Two people were charged with several counts, including active capiases. 32-year-old Earl Welsey of Frederica and 27-year-old Jason Rodriguez of Houston were committed to SCI in default of $2,000 bond. The DuPont Nature Center at Mississippian Harbor Reserve will reopen on Wednesday, April the 1st, after being closed for the winter. Spring and summer hours from April through August 30th will be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. For the month of September, the center will be open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesdays and Sundays. Prior to opening day, the DuPont Nature Center will hold a spring cleanup day on Saturday the 14th. The 2 shifts, 9 a.m. to noon and 12:30 to 3:30. Projects include replacing sandbags, weeding, exhibit and tank cleanup, cleaning the center and grounds. Volunteers under the age of 18 must provide a parental consent form. Volunteers under the age of 16 must also be accompanied by an adult. A 28-year-old Milford man is charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old. Police say they arrested Kevin Smith Jr. on Tuesday, stemming from the sexual assault that happened February 15th at the home at Brightway Commons apartment complex. Smith is charged with first-degree unlawful sexual contact. He's been committed to SCI in lieu of $10,000 bail. Police say Smith was trying to start an intimate relationship with the victim. Taking a look at sports, Philadelphia 76ers get a win. They beat Washington 89-81. Carolina over Washington 3-0 in hockey. And Daytona 500 winner Joey Logano has the pole for tomorrow's NASCAR Sprint Cup race in Atlanta. Taking a look at the forecast, cold with plenty of sunshine today, 32. Becoming cloudy with temperatures falling to near the record of 13. Cloudy and cold tomorrow. A shower in spots in the morning, then rain and drizzle in the afternoon, 42. Breezy with clouds giving way to sunshine on Monday, 45. Currently, it's 20 in Milford, 24 in Lewis, and 23 currently in Bridgeville. I'm Walt Marcus in the Delaware 105.9 Newsroom.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
Okay, everybody, that was a quick break. Jim Weller here. We are live at the Dry Zone Red Barn. Had a couple people stop in. They came all the way down from Lincoln. In other words, got a Weller Does Delmarva coffee mug, got some breakfast danishes, and lots of different things. So if you are listening and can make it here by 9, we got a few little giveaways. So we're giving them away. Hey, I wanted to mention a special on these tablets also. I bought a bunch of these, sold a lot of them, and I got some more. It's a 7-inch Android tablet, brand new in the box, has a built-in speaker, has built-in Wi-Fi, comes with a lot of apps preloaded. And Brooks, who works for me, could tell me a little bit more about it. It says that it has a lot of kids' things in there, so he bought 2 of these for his children, and they really like it. I guess there's Peter Pan and Cinderella, Little Mermaid, and Harriet's Halloween, Ugly Duckling, and Pinocchio. So anyway, these, we've been selling them, and we've sold a lot of them at $77.50. And just today, just for the heck of it, no big deal, but a little deal. You buy one for $77.50, and here's what I'll do. You pay me $77.50, we'll give you the brand new tablet in the box, and you can have $27.50 of anything else in the showroom absolutely free. Just can't put it towards another tablet. So basically, you're going to end up with a net cost of about $50 in the tablet, but you could shop around and get some socks. Or
That's the first thing I thought of was socks.
Socks, there you go. Or a snow shovel, another snow shovel, or a toe strap, or whatever you want. But you buy a tablet today, and today only at Weller's in Bridgeville up till 1 o'clock. Pay me $77.50, and then get an additional $27.50 in merchandise absolutely free. I can't figure out how much that is. Is that $115 or $105?
I wasn't even paying attention.
Don't
ask me to do the math.
I think it's $115, but I'm not sure. It might be $105. So you do the math on your own, but that's a today-only offer. Also, my generator sale does end today. We have sold a lot of generators, and we thank you for the people that have bought them. But we do have a really nice sale. The most popular one's the 4,000-watt generator for $299. Everybody else has got them for $350, $370, almost $400. I got them right now for $299. Then you get a great big 9,300-watt generator for $899. So if you need a generator, today is a great day because our sale ends. You can go to Wellers.com, click on where the ads are, and look at that particular ad. Also, I've got a lot of tires and wheels on sale. So if you have a trailer, I mentioned that we do parts and repairs and maintenance and stuff like that. But one thing a lot of people don't realize is when it comes to a travel trailer or a utility trailer, it's more about time than a tire going bald because you don't use your trailer enough, or most people don't, to actually wear a tire out. So if you've got tires on a trailer, been there more than about 3 or 4 years, they are fatigued enough. It's just a safe thing to just get them replaced because a lot of times when a trailer tire blows out, it tears up the fender and usually does a little damage to the trailer. So we've got tires, we've got wheels, and we've got tire and wheel combinations on sale now at Wellers. You can go to Wellers.com and see those also. Plus, like I say, we got all kinds of parts, everything from wheel bearings to brake magnets to fenders to couplers to jacks to roof vents to aluminum for the outside of an enclosed trailer. Whatever you may need, roof vent lids, just all kinds of stuff. We have a lot of stuff in stock. If we don't have what you need, we can get it pretty quick. You know what? I forgot to mention this to you, Colin, but do we have a health tip with Doc Hunt? Did we get that recorded, or Did we not? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
that's actually what I was just working on over here, getting it
Okay,
up. So,
let
yeah.
me give you a couple more minutes.
I believe we're ready.
This is our friend Doc Hunt with this week's health tip.
Coming up.
Okay, coming up, everybody. So this is going to be the health tip with Doc Hunt.
This is Doc Hunt with Hunt for Health, and we're finishing up our unit on cardiovascular disease, CVD. We know that 1 in 3 American adults have some form of CVD, and 62% are under the age of 65. You know, we've talked about the health benefits of exercise and physical activity, and last week we talked about the benefits of aerobic exercise. But we know that we also have to combine another type of exercise program, and that's the benefits of strength training. You know, some of the things that we can look at here, some of the benefits is, number one, we can have an increase in muscular strength. No matter what the age is, there's going to be an increase in muscular strength. We're not looking at bulk. We're looking at getting a good exercise program in, which we call functional strength training. There's an increase in strength to tendons and ligaments, which are needed. We also have the potentially to improve flexibility. That's increasing the range of motion of the joints when you're doing the full range of motion when you're exercising with resistance training. There's reduced body fat and an increase in lean muscle mass, which is great. This is what we want. You're not going to get bulky. Women don't get bulky unless they have an abnormal amount of testosterone. And for us guys, as we get older, we don't see that we're going to bulk up, but we will tone up really well. And we need this for functional activities. There's also the potential to decrease resting systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So we talked about last week how aerobic exercise can do this, but so can strength training. Now, it also will give us positive changes in our blood cholesterol, which is good. We'll have an improved glucose tolerance and insulin sensitivity. So as you talked about last week, the benefits of aerobic exercise, we also know that strength training will help us. So the health benefits of exercise and physical activity are paramount for us. We also know that we improve the strength, balance, and functional ability of all people, including the older adults. So as we've talked about cardiovascular disease over the past few weeks, we want to just know that if we eat right and exercise or get involved with some type of physical activity, it'll be beneficial for us. And those are factors that we can control, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, overweight and obesity, high stress, and poor cardiovascular function. This is Doc Hunt with Hunt for Health with the health tip for the week. God bless. Bye now.
Okay, that was Doc Hunt, good friend of mine. He is passionate about helping people work on their health, their lifestyle, their fitness, and just paying attention to things that are important. So if you have any questions, Doc does not sell a thing. He just likes to, help people, give any input that he can, and guide and steer people. So his phone number is 344-8439, 344-8439. Thank you, Doc, for that health tip. Do want to mention my accountant, George Luff. This is the time of year I'm talking to my accountant a lot because business taxes are due March 15th, and we've got a lot of stuff to cover. So if you need a good accountant, George Luff, he's been in business a long time. He's right in Milford. It's Luff and Associates, and they have an office in Rehoboth now and one in Dover. They're good people. They've done a good job for me. Another thing that they're really pushing, and they really do appreciate it when people give them a call. I was just talking to them the other day, and somebody had just called, but they do payroll. And they do a really good job for us. And they can do payroll to any extent you want. They can do all your W-2s and 3s and 4s or your I-9s or your quarterly reports. They can do new hire reporting, year-end documents, whatever you want, whatever way you want to pick it. Or they can just plain do your payroll. We've started dealing with them. We've been very happy. We're probably on our second or third year of them as far as our payroll, and probably on 25 years of them being our accountant. So very good people to deal with. Milford, Rehoboth, and Dover. One call gets you to all of them, which is 422-9699. 422-9699. If you need any accounting type advice, estate, information, if you're trying to settle an estate, or if you own a business and you're just tired of worrying that you're going to get something wrong or mess something up, and you just want to deal with somebody, George Luff and his son Tyler and all of the fine folks there at Luff & Associates will do a good job for you. 422-9699, and on the web it's luffcpas.com, luffcpas.com. Next, we're going to jump over to Bill Anderson from Dry Zone. We had some people stop in from Lincoln. It was nice seeing them, and we're here till 9. So if somebody wants to talk to Bill or Derek or myself or Colin or whatever, we're here. This is a live radio show.
Absolutely.
And we're here. So I saw the picture of the sinkhole. Okay? That one had to startle you.
Yeah, well, it didn't startle me. It startled Derek. He almost fell into it. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh. That is almost like finding a big snake.
Yeah, I think I'd rather find the big snake than a big sinkhole,
Yeah.
because where it was located, it literally could have taken.
Just a few more inches. And
yeah, I mean, it was actually, the water was coming from underneath their footer, and it was eroding that great big hole that you saw.
Isn't
So, I
that
mean,
something?
you could put your arm underneath their footer.
Yeah, but he could have got in the hole.
Yeah, well, like I said, because he was sitting there, he was crawling around, and, we don't carry floodlights when we're working. We just carry little flashlights, and apparently he
Boom,
put his
there it
arm
is.
down, and that first step will kill you, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What's that first sinkhole? The next one's a bad one.
Right.
Okay, and did she call you thinking she had a sinkhole problem?
No, she actually called us thinking she had it was cold. Everybody, right
Okay.
now, everybody's talking about their insulation, and
Well, I
it's
saw
so cold
insulation
outside.
hanging down and everything.
Right.
Actually, was the insulation in backwards? No, it wasn't.
It's if the paper actually, if you see the paper. Well, first of all, the stuff doesn't work underneath the floors anyway, but that's another story.
Okay, but it looks good.
If you
you're
have
on
the
your back.
fluffy side down, then it's supposed to work. If it's the
Okay.
paper side down, then it's not.
Yeah,
it's
it's not going to work at all.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So basically, she called starting to say, look, my house is colder than normal, and I want to know, is there anything I can do to make it better?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because what you're offering is a person could buy a bigger heating system, but then they're going to be too hot or too cold.
Well, think about it. I mean, like everybody who has a crawl space, that's normally where your mechanicals are at.
Right.
The furnace is down there, the ducts that you're running down there.
Right.
So if you have these vents in your house that's letting, 2 and 3 degree air in underneath your home, well, that's
Yeah.
where your pipes are, number one, so they're going to freeze. Number two, your heater's might as well be sitting outside running. And all the ducts might as well be sitting
your ductwork
outside.
might as well be outside.
Yeah. So think about how much energy you're losing by letting that cold air in.
Mm-hmm. Continuously.
And think about it. It's bad this time of year, but it's the exact same thing in the summertime. It's 90,
That's right.
100 degree air when you're sitting there trying to put 60 degree air in those ducts.
Mm-hmm.
So just how energy efficient that
It really
makes
is
a house.
amazing. People will replace their windows and get very energy efficient
Right.
when they're replacing a window.
Yes.
And if they're building a house, they're really concerned, do I got 2x4 walls or 6-inch wide walls?
Right. Exactly.
But
yeah.
it sounds like they give no thought whatsoever to the underneath of their house, which is where the ground is.
Right.
So you've got these blocks that are not insulated in any way, shape, or form, and pretty much every home's got them.
Normally, yeah, unless it's poured wall. But
Right.
yeah.
And on top of that, then you've got those little vents they put around it.
Right.
Wow. And then you got the ground.
Right.
So, in other words, what you do is you go in. Now, I hate to describe it like this, but I call it like a pool liner.
Yeah,
Like
it's the easiest way to explain it because it really does. It has that pretty whiteness of a pool liner.
Right. So you put that on the ground.
Right.
Okay, and then that has some insulating factor to it?
Actually,
or?
very little. I mean,
Very
it's
little, okay.
plastic. So I mean,
what you're doing is, though,
it's
you're
gonna
trying
air
to
seal better.
seal. You're trying
Exactly.
to build a barrier between your house and the ground.
Exactly.
Because when you're done, isn't the underneath of the house conditioned, meaning you're trying to keep the temperature of it?
Correct. Well,
conditioned?
it's yes and no. It basically, in the truest form of the word, yes. When you talk about conditioning it, but there's you don't necessarily have to cut holes in your ductwork to accomplish that because we talked
Okay.
about that before. That's a bad thing to do.
Right.
Unless it's designed to handle that load or whatever.
Right.
It just simply means that we're keeping that conditioned air in there as
Okay.
opposed to letting it
Constantly go in and out through. Is the blocks called the word porous?
Well, the blocks are porous. Any concrete's porous. Right.
So whether it's a poured wall
Whether
or
it's a poured wall or not, it's just a little bit denser. But you can move water right through a block wall, and we see it all the time. You go
That's
into a
right.
basement that has a block wall, and there's that efflorescence all over the wall. And efflorescence is simply minerals that are in the soil in the block that as water's migrating through it, it dries on this side, and it's like when you get out of the ocean, you always have that salt feeling on you.
Right. So if you see it, you've got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So anybody that's listening right now that has a block wall foundation, you're saying you guys will come out, look over their situation, take pictures, give them a glimpse of what the underneath of their house looks like, and it doesn't matter whether it's 2 feet or 4 feet off the ground. It needs to be conditioned.
Correct.
So anyway, estimates are free.
Estimates are always free.
Okay, and it sounds like it's quite more than an estimate. It sounds like it's an education.
An inspection. It really is. I mean, we talk about that with our homeowners all the time. That we're not just coming out giving you an estimate, because anybody goes out there and does that.
Right.
You need to understand what you're going to purchase.
Right.
You need to understand the materials. You need to understand why we're doing it.
But this is like an investment.
It really
this. I would even think if a home was going to be sold, this would add to the value of it.
Well, there's a lot of homeowners that we meet that are actually selling their homes, and they're doing this just to be able to get it sold. I mean, it's not like the market was several years ago when all you had to do was just put a for sale sign in your front yard and it was gone 2 days later.
Now it needs to be up to par.
Now it needs to be up to par. People are being a little bit more smarter, and they're just saying, well, if I can do this, I might as well just build a brand new one. And I think it's getting harder and harder to sell used homes.
Yeah, it is.
If they're not being brought up to what a new home would be,
Right. And if it's 20, 30 years old. So anyway, people have nothing to lose by giving you a call.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all. Not real high pressure or anything like that.
Not at all.
And you guys will come out. You'll survey what they got. You'll tell them what's what. This lady the other day was thinking she's got a heating problem and she's got a sinkhole.
Right.
She was getting ready to have some serious foundational problems.
Yeah, I mean, if she waited any longer, I mean, as water, like next week it's supposed to rain all week long, I heard, right? And, she could have had all this water come in there and start eroding her house away. And, we actually had our crews working this weekend to try to stabilize her home.
Wow.
There's times that we know that our work board in there, it looks like a triage board almost, because we will put priorities ahead sometimes.
Okay.
So if it truly is an emergency, we can get out there sometimes the next day.
But you got quite a staff, like a little army.
We do. They're we used to call them our minions, and then then we figured that probably wasn't exactly politically correct. So we
just call them your most valuable asset.
Exactly.
They like that. All
They're
right.
our
Well,
team,
thank you,
so
Bill.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, that's Bill Anderson from Dry Zone, 684-5034, Give them a call. Tell them I sent you. Stop on in. We're here till 9 o'clock. If you've never seen the inside of the barn ever, or if you haven't seen what they've done to it since they took it over, it looks fantastic, and it's dryzone.com on the web, dryzone.com on the web. So anyway, oh my, the show is moving on. I want to thank everybody for tuning us in. We've got a lot going on. It's a busy weekend. And one of the sponsors I would like to talk about is Abbott's Grill. They actually have 2 locations, one in Milford, and the food is always great there. Colin and I go there. You really seem to enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah.
That's
you
my
go there
kind
for
of dinner,
food.
lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, everything is always consistently good. If you ordered it once and really love it, you can rest assured if you order it 10 times, every time it's going to be consistent. And I love that. But that's because, Kevin, he runs a good business. He's on the scene. He's very involved.
I was going to mention that the nice thing is that you can see Kevin, you can see Laura there. They're there. They're interacting with their patrons, and they're just really good people to get along with, and they're just good
but
for the Milford
they
community.
surround themselves with quality staff.
They do, absolutely.
In other words, from the people that seat you and greet you, and everybody seems to be so helpful. Whether you go to Laurel or Milford, they do a great job. And you can go to their website, which is abbotsgrilldE.com. And then they have the 2 locations, so you can click on either the Milford location or the Laurel location, and then it has happenings. Actually, they have a cooking class. I didn't even know this. Today they have one. Then they have Community Day coming up. They have a murder mystery event coming up. So a lot of different things. So if you would, go to their website, Abbott's Grill DE, and their motto is Big Time Taste, Small Town Nice. Another thing that they have that we have used more than once, the Weller family and Weller's as a business, we've used their private dining areas. They have like a room. Now, if it's nice weather out, they have a nice little area that's got like a tent and stuff like that. That's kind of neat. But they also have a regular room inside the building. They have down in Laurel, they have one there too. It's got a lot of nice windows in it. It's kind of neat. They even have a deck out back at the Laurel location too.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so nice place to eat if you're just been cooped up and you're tired of the cold weather and you just want to go out for a special event. Check out Abbott's Grill. Very affordable, great menu. Just everything is consistently good. So go to abbotsgrilldE.com and check it out, Milford or Laurel. And if you would, tell them I sent you.
That's right, and they even do catering, so they'll do outside catering to any event you could have, and they're big into weddings and things like that. I mean, anything from a
casual wedding to upscale. They can go upscale
Birthday
as
party
upscale
or-
as you can get.
Yeah, whatever degree you want to go, they can
Absolutely.
compensate
And
you.
very,
or
very professional. as you said
Accommodate you,
before.
not compensate you. Accommodate you. So, and then you go just a few doors down, and there's Miss Pillion Fitness Center, and they own that too, Miss Pillion Fitness, and it's a fitness center. And Colin, do you happen to know, are they officially open 24 hours yet?
I'm not positive. I'm
Not
sure.
positive. Okay.
I know they were waiting on some stuff with the
because you only use it like 20 hours a day. You're not using it 24.
right.
yet.
Those other 4 hours I couldn't tell you anything about.
Right. So, but their overall goal is to be a fitness center that's open 24 hours a day.
And you and I went in there.
Oh, wasn't it so nice and
It was.
clean and organized, and the equipment looks so good?
Every gym I've ever been into or fitness center, it's always got that smell when you walk
Right.
in. Does not have it at all. At
It
Miss
actually
Pillion
had like a
Fitness.
crisp, nice feeling to it.
It did.
And had that little area there with the sandwiches and stuff like that.
Mhm.
That little cooler where you could
Right.
just stop in and get one.
Grab
But-
and go.
Yep. What was that room in the back? Is it called yoga?
Well, they do lots of different things. That's the room where they do different programs. They'll have some type of yoga, and they have spin classes, I believe.
Is that what you're doing, the spin classes?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But spin class is
Yeah.
I think
man,
it's on a
that's the thing.
bicycle, isn't it?
Yep.
Or not a treadmill, a
Like-
exercise bike.
Right. And I mean, they get that thing cranking.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's how they generate the electricity for most of Milford, I think.
that is true. That is true. They
The
sell it back
generators
to
hooked
Milford.
up to
It's
it.
like better than solar panels.
That's right.
Right. So anyway, it's MissPillionFitness.com on the web. Check that out too, if you would. So anyway, a lot of things going on, and you're listening to Weller Does Delmarva, and I invite you to stop by. I've gave out some of the Walls Weller discount cards and a Weller's Wood Nickel and the coffee mug. So anyway, we're here till 9 o'clock this morning. You can talk to Bill. You can talk to Derek. Colin's here. Wall Service Center is open this morning, open at 8 o'clock if you need anything done on your vehicle, or if you want to schedule some work. It's the time of year. You're getting ready to get busier. Everybody is, whether you have a pickup or a commercial vehicle or a regular vehicle. Just give them a call. It's 422-8110. Tell them I sent you. Even though Colin's right here, I want everybody there to know that you heard it on Weller Does Delmarva. You can watch the show right at wellerdoesdelmarva.com, and we stream it every week.
And, Jim, they're going to really want to check out this next segment. Go to Wellers.com.
Because
or
we're gonna
Wellers,
physically move.
WellerDoesDelmarva.com. That's right. We're going to be moving.
Yes.
Up
To
here.
another location.
Right. Another location in the building. We're going
In
to be
the building.
up on the steps of the offices where they've actually built a crawl space underneath
I think we should go under the crawl space.
You think so?
Yes.
That's a lot of camera work we got to get done in a
That
short
is.
amount of time.
Yeah. Well, we could describe it verbally.
Yeah.
Until we hit the sinkhole. Can you imagine that?
I'll
So
describe what you look like underneath there.
Right. That would
Okay.
be good. So anyway, I should be able to fit that. What is that door opening? 2 by 2?
That's a little bigger than that.
A little bigger than that?
Yeah,
They
28
say if
by
you can get
28.
your head in there, everything else will follow.
Just like a rat.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to switch. We're going to switch where we're at in the building. So go to WellerDoesDelmarva.com and watch us, especially during the break, because you'll be able to see all the activity of trying to get in our new position. I did want to mention also, we sell a lot of these flags and flagpoles at Weller's in Bridgeville. So if you don't have a flagpole, we can hook you up. We've got them starting at $99.99. No, just $99. That's even cheaper. And we've got flags for $12.50 and all kinds of things from there, even solar lights for your flagpole and so on. So it's Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. Going to be open today from 9 to 1, 337-8228. Last day of the month. Please come on in and let us sell you a trailer. Even if we have to give you 1 year same as cash to get the job done, we will. We take in trade-ins, and we will be there today from 9 to 1. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Go to WellerDoesDelmarva.com and see what we're getting ready to do. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, saving money isn't always fun. It's great to save money, but sometimes you want to treat yourself to dinner at a new restaurant or indulge at the spa. You can save money and enjoy life with GetItHalfOff.com. Every week, brand new featured offers hit the online shelves of GetItHalfOff.com. Your life at half price. GetItHalfOff.com.
This week's featured offers include Blue Mountain Ski Area in Palmerton, Pennsylvania, Cold Stone Creamery in Dover, Paul's Pizza in Salisbury, and the Rotisserie King in Salisbury.
Hi, this is Jason Dean from JD Sign Company. Has your business, church, school, or fire company been considering a new electronic message sign? Have you received quotes on a new sign that doesn't fit your budget? JD Sign Company sells quality, affordable electronic message signs, and we have a solution to get you that new sign. With qualified financing of a 12 to 60 month term, we can get your project moving with no money down and payments of just $99 for the next 3 months. Contact us today to get your new electronic message sign. JD Sign Company, 302-786-2761 or DelawareSign.com. That's JD Sign Company, DelawareSign.com.
Homeland Security, operating now on borrowed time, has been funded by Congress for another week, but only hours yesterday after partisan wrangling in Congress. CBS political director John Dickerson says the run-up to approval was indicative of a number of variables.
And the only way that you Republicans in Congress can fight back against the president is to use the power of the purse. So you better use it. And for those conservatives watching their representatives in Washington, this is a test of whether they stand on principle.
House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi, fingers crossed,
within the next 7 days, hopefully 5, that we will have a bill that takes us to the end of the year, end of the fiscal year.
Kentucky Republican Hal Rogers.
It's the 11th hour, and we must act to provide stable, continuous funding for the agencies and programs tasked with defending our home turf.
There's no indication how Congress will fund DHS beyond next week. CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
Winter weather hits and schools and businesses are closed. Turn to Delaware 105.9 for all the latest information on the air, online, and on your phone. Visit Delaware1059.com and sign up for text alerts and to get the latest closings. Brought to you by Winter Volkswagen. The all-new Volkswagen Golf has captured 2 major automotive awards: Motor Trend's prestigious 2015 Car of the Year and World Car of the Year. Shop the all-new Winter Volkswagen in Dover, just north of the Dover Mall, and at wintervolkswagen.com.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
Okay, everybody, Jim Weller, we are back. For those of you that are watching, we have moved locations. As you can see, we're still inside the Dry Zone Red Barn.
Although it looks like we are outside.
It does, because what you're looking at behind us is Heather's office. Okay?
It's the nice office.
It's the nice office.
Right.
I think it might be the biggest office in the room. Yeah. So anyway, what did he say? It's 5,000 square feet?
Yeah, 14. I thought he said 14,000 square feet.
I know, the 14th. Yeah, I got it. I can understand sign language, even when he's talking. But anyway, it looks like an outside of a building. And
Right.
then here's your crawl space underneath. And underneath there, Colin, there's actually these really neat-looking jacks, in other words. And,
Really?
Yes. I mean,
Do you want to crawl under there and describe it, or
not
should I?
today. No, you really
Okay.
don't have to. But you see, that's the stuff they would normally put down on the ground.
Right.
And see those jacks?
I see them.
Yep. And they can, and actually they even can come in on a regular basis and make sure nothing has settled and that your house constantly stays about as level as you can make a house stay.
You know
But,
what I learned?
What have you learned?
They sell a jack that to most people may look similar at Home Depot or Lowe's.
But they're even
And
only
it's-
for temporary use.
Exactly. If you look on them, it says for temporary use only.
Right.
These aren't the same ones. These are
Pete
professional.
in a pickup would use those.
Right. Chuck in a truck and Pete
Chuck
in
in
a
a
pickup.
truck.
Right.
Yeah, they're cousins. So anyway, folks, we're going to be here till about 9 o'clock-ish. So we're going to at least be on the air till 9.
Mm-hmm.
And stop in and say hi and just check out what they've done to the inside of the barn. Next month's show, I do need to tell you, is going to be on the 14th here.
Okay.
Okay? And this one here, we're gonna do something really unique.
Oh, you're gonna wanna
Normally
be here
not
for this
done on radio, but we are going to be cooking and giving away omelets absolutely free next month.
Omelets.
Omelets. Did I say it right?
Wow.
Yeah.
They have a full kitchen back here.
They
a full
sure do.
commercial kitchen in this
Yep.
place.
So anyway, if you are listening and you want to mark your calendar right now, the 14th of March, we are going to broadcast live from the Dry Zone Red Barn, and we're going to be giving away breakfast omelets just absolutely free for people stopping in. Okay?
That's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is. I can't wait till the
I
month.
like the way they think.
Oh, I like the way they
I
think,
like
too.
the way they think.
And
It's
here's the
so
thing.
outside of the box, and just nobody else is doing this kind of stuff.
Correct. And if you eat enough, you become well-rounded. Okay? That's my new motto. Anyway, but I can't wait for the month that we actually are making crab cakes.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But next month it's going to be
We're getting
omelets.
thumbs up from Bill.
Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be omelets next month. We might even get a celebrity chef in here or something like that, So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's the 14th. If you would, write that down. I do want to remind you that we've got a lot of hitches on sale. As we took inventory at the end of the year at Weller's, we found a tractor-trailer load of hitches that I've probably had for a few years.
Wow.
Yes, it was a wow effect. Probably about 600 of these things, okay? So I'm like, a hitch now, a Class 3 hitch is normally $150 to $250. I'm cutting them loose, $77.50. It's a brand called Quality S. They're brand new in the box. So if we have one to fit your vehicle, this is your lucky day. $77.50 for a brand new Class 3 hitch, and I got Class 2 hitches if we got one to fit your vehicle for $37.50. So give us a call at 337, I forgot the phone number, 337-8228, and see if we have a Quality S hitch in that group of hitches that will fit your vehicle, and if so, that's the deal of the century.
So you got Class 3, Class 2. Do you have any Class less?
Class less. Sometimes I offer that as a free service.
Okay.
Depending on how I'm acting.
All right.
All right. Want to mention my sponsor, L&W Insurance Agency. They've been with me for quite a while now, and a real good insurance place to deal. I've really learned the value of having a good agent. So if you're listening and you have insurance and you want to get a second opinion, see what L&W has to offer. What I love is when you call during normal business hours, this just really matters to me, is I get a person. So that way if I'm asking for a certain person, that person that answered the phone could say, yep, Sandra's in her office. Nope, she's not. She's out to lunch. She's off for the day. And then I can go to another person where I call a lot of places about different things and I get stuck to the daggone voicemail and I can't get anywhere.
Or they speak English, but it's broken English.
Yes.
Not at L&W.
No,
L&W is a live person, live and local.
Yeah, live and local. And they support many things in the community, employ many people in the community. Good place to buy insurance. So I buy life insurance there, health insurance, auto, home, a little bit of everything, my commercial coverage, my workman's comp, and so on. So give them a call, 856-7828, 856-7828. And I do want to say this. Anybody that I promote during Weller Does Delmarva, you can feel free to call me and talk to me about them because they're not just people that I'm promoting just because they want to buy an advertisement.
Right.
There are people that I actively interface with, do business with, and feel comfortable supporting. So there are some people that don't advertise on my show because I don't deal with them. So the people that I promote are people that I do deal with. So you can rest assured and you can talk to me about them. Another one is my good friend, Rick Fowler, No Nonsense Office Machines. The other day, 5:30 in the morning, a friend of mine sent me a text saying, do you think No Nonsense can work on my computer today? He said, my laptop is crashed and I have got a day's worth of stuff I've got to get done. And he was in a dead panic. And so he got up there to No Nonsense, and Rick got on it and got his computer back up and running. And the guy sent me a text just saying, thank you for even referring me to No Nonsense Office Machines. So what I'm letting you know is whether you have a laptop, a tablet, a computer, whether you need a full-blown computer system designed for your business, fax machines, they work on gaming systems, printers, and, of course, copiers. So I've been dealing with them again 25, almost 30 years. So if you need any kind of office equipment, you need something repaired, you want to get a maintenance program, he will be honest with you. He will tell you up front whether it's worth doing or not, approximately what you're looking at to get the job done. His name is Rick Fowler, real good guy. He's there almost all the time, even when he's not open. People that work for him, they do a great job. So whether you want him to come to your business and talk to you, you want to go to his business and talk to him, he's 2 miles east of the Circle in Georgetown, right next to Sports at the Beach Complex, 856-7381, 856-7381. And I did mention earlier, Colin Walls is right here with me. Colin and his son, Colin. Do you want to take a minute and tell us about this Yuletide Farms?
Yuletide Farm. Yuletide Farms were
Did
just
you make the name up?
No, I did not. It was actually already named that.
Okay.
Melody and Ed Olson had the place, and they started it as a Christmas tree farm. This was back in the 90s sometime.
Okay. So the trees I saw pictures of, they planted.
Right. They planted the trees, yep. And it's right on the Mississippian River.
Okay.
So we have, it's about 900 feet
Of
on the
waterfront.
Mississippian River.
Okay, so you're
right.
going to get yourself a little boat?
Yep, going to get a boat. But what it is, it's a Christmas tree farm, and we're going to bring it back and run it as a Christmas tree farm.
Okay.
We're going to do some different things. We're talking about putting strawberries in.
Okay.
They had sold strawberries before. And we're just going to do various things, and we're going to have events there, weddings.
Really?
Parties.
We could do the show there.
We could do the show from there live sometime, right?
Yeah.
So
we could have free food.
And we're just getting all this going. So right now, really all
Free
you
pine
can do.
cones.
Yeah. Really all you can do is go to
Facebook page?
YuleTideFarm.com.
Oh, you got a website?
Yep, that takes you right to our Facebook page. We
Okay.
don't have a website,
Okay.
official website up and running yet.
All right.
So go to that, and then you can like us on Facebook, and that'll keep you in touch with all the different things that we're doing.
All right.
So we're just, like I said, we're just getting it up and going. So it's YuleTideFarm.com. Check it out. Like us on Facebook, and then we can
stay tuned.
Right.
Stand by. Things are going to be happening.
That's right.
All right. Also, I did want to mention there is a go-kart track in Milford. It's
Mm-hmm.
an indoor go-kart track called Shore Speed. He has let me know. His name is Cotty, real good guy. I stumbled across the place about a year ago. I had a birthday party there. But it's an indoor go-kart track. But unfortunately, just because things didn't work out, or I don't know if something happened with his lease or whatever, but they are going to be closing. So if you have never been to Shore Speed, you've only got a few more weeks to get there.
Yes.
Mid-March, end of March, he will be done. It's an indoor go-kart track. They're battery operated. Them things are fast. I don't know if they go 40 or 45 or 50 miles an hour. I don't know. It's plenty fast.
They're
It caused
fast.
my hair to blow, and I got a helmet on. So anyway, but it's a lot of fun, folks. So, you know, if you've been cooped up and you're just tired of the cold weather and you want to get out and do something, I don't know exactly what their hours are, but you can like them on Facebook. It's called Shore Speed, and they're right behind McDonald's, right behind NKS Distributors in Milford. It's a big building. It's an indoor go-kart track, and they even have a thing that times you so you can see how – because it's not just who finishes first, but it's who's got the best time. So,
Right.
So
right,
you
'cause
got
you don't
just
take off all at once.
Right.
So
right.
they time you.
They time you. So it is your last chance to ever do business there and get in there and have fun with the go-karts. So make plans to do that if you would. And, Colin, I have been selling a lot of heaters, believe it or not. And I'm being told there's like this nationwide heater shortage. So
Not in Bridgeville.
Not in Bridgeville. Never is. I buy too much inventory, if anything. But we have these infrared heaters. We sell lots of them. I got a couple of them I use at home every now and then. But they're really kind of neat. So they don't necessarily heat the air. They heat objects. So if you've got a room you want to heat up, we got 1,000 square foot or 1,000-watt heater for $100. And they're really kind of neat, very energy efficient. Your cat or your grandkids or your kids could touch it. They could tip it over. Nothing's going to spill. Nothing's going to happen. They emit nothing. They burn nothing except electricity, and they're really neat. So if you need any type of a heater, we have those. Then I've got these great big 385,000 BTU used propane heaters. They came out of a what was it called? A greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they were like $3,300 a piece new, and I've got them used for $500. I got this little heater. It's a little propane heater that goes on one of those little propane cylinders.
Okay.
And you could use it like, say you had a piece of equipment, even if you don't have any windows in it, but it's just freezing cold in there, and you need something to just, give you a little bit of heat.
Right.
We're selling these for like $47.50. You also say you had like a hunting cabin, not a big hunting cabin, but what is it called? A deer stand or something like that. You could have one of them there. So we have those. Then we have these twin head things. It's an infrared type propane heater that goes on top of a propane cylinder, like the propane cylinder you would have for your gas grill.
We call it 20-pound or a grill tank.
Yep,
Right?
and we've got them on sale for $77.50. Then we got the big energy efficient Val 6 heaters that burn either kerosene or diesel fuel. We have some display models, and all that means is we put fuel in them and we fire them up for people to see when they come in the store. We're cutting them loose at a discounted price. So if you need any kind of a heater, whether it's a commercial heater or a little small energy efficient electric heater, stop into Weller's Utility Trailers, and we're right on Route 13 in Bridgeville, 337-8228, Wellers.com on the web. We're always looking for people to like us on Facebook. It's Weller's Utility Trailers on Facebook. Also, Weller Does Delmarva, if you could, while you're there at Facebook, like that page. You can friend me. I'm the Jim Weller from Delaware on Facebook. And we just have a lot going on. Can I talk about Catch It Live for a second?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, Catch It Live is another thing that Colin does. And the best I could describe it is, let's say you're having an event, any kind of an event. You could be having a corporate meeting and or doing some type of training, and not every one of your staff could make it.
Right.
You know, even if somebody was homesick or something like that, or you're having a surprise birthday party, or even not a surprise birthday party, or you're having any kind of event, but not every single person can make it to the event. Colin can come in with Catch It Live. Number one, he can record the event. So he's offering that service. So it's going to be recorded. You can then use it yourself on your website or on your Facebook page, or just have it for future use. But also, it's streamed at the exact same time. So that way, if you had a family member, you know, let's just say you had a family member that's in a nursing home that just can't get out and about, or whatever, if they have internet access, they can watch the event. So they can be as much a part of it as they can. So whether it's a birthday party or a wedding, you know, heaven forbid, even a funeral. Not everybody can make it to a funeral, you know. So if you have something that you would like recorded or streamed, Colin has really good equipment, unbelievable with the experience and the expertise. He does it. His son is working with him on it, and he's got some other people that can give a hand. So a big event, small event, we've been down. We've streamed the polar bear plunge before, interviewed people. So give him a call. What would be the best number for them to reach you there?
The best number is going to be my cell phone,
Okay.
302-242-8015, 242-8015. Call me on my cell phone, and, you know, we can talk about what event or project you want us to be involved with.
I was at a lawyer's office the other day, and I was thinking, this lawyer specializes in estate planning, and I was thinking, wow, this lawyer could offer little webinars.
Yeah.
In other words, and so you could come in and stream the event, and they could, you know, send an email out to all their client lists, and they could just log right on instead of trying to get everybody together.
Right. Everybody's busy. It's hard to get everybody together at one place.
Or you may have to rent a facility to do that.
Right, exactly.
In other words, all your costs change. You know, if you're trying to get 100 people together and you have an office that holds 15, it changes the dynamics of everything.
It does.
For less than what they're going to spend on feeding everybody and renting a place, you could literally stream the event. Then they also duplicate the value in the fact that they now have that event to put on their website.
Right, and potentially reach more people because it's so open and you know, it's captured and saved for later, and you can put it on your website and you can put it on YouTube.
Right. That's what I tell my advertisers of Weller Does Delmarva. You hear it on the radio, absolutely. But then after the radio show is over, you can go back and watch it at Weller Does Delmarva. And, you know, more people can see it again and again and so on. So, anyway, that is Catch It Live. And you've got big plans. You're getting a big production truck, aren't you?
Yep.
Is that a secret?
It's in transit. No, we got a live production truck that is in transit. I went down and got it from Texas, Houston, Texas.
Houston,
or is it Houston?
I think it's Houston.
Okay. All right. Houston,
Houston's
Texas.
in Bridgeville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas. And it was 83 degrees down there a couple weeks ago.
What a shame.
Yeah, I know.
It was hard on you.
It was. So I got it back to the Louisiana-Mississippi border.
Okay.
I left it there. It's a little slow going. It's a big truck. I needed to be back by Friday so we can do the Friday show.
All right.
And I've got somebody going down in next week, and it's going to bring it back the rest of the way.
There we go.
So we didn't break down or anything, but it was just it's a little slow going with a great big truck. And,
and you had to be at Jimmy's Grill on Friday
morning.
morning.
Had to be at Jimmy's Grill. I needed pancakes.
I don't blame you. So Catch It Live's got big plans. So if you are listening and you can think it, Colin can stream it, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So give him a call, or if you just have some ideas. Because, I mean, the more I think about this, I mean, it opens up for businesses so many opportunities to communicate to so many more people for pennies on the person.
Right.
I mean, it's really not very expensive, and then it's just there. So if you factor in your mind, what would it cost to have somebody come to your business and video your business for an hour or two? You know, then that's just one thing where you're giving them everything in one package. So what was it, 242-8015?
242-8015, that's right.
All right. So anyway, want to remind you again, we are at the barn here. If you want to stop by, we got a few more minutes left in the show. But Weller's Utility Trailers is probably open by now. Brooks is on vacation. So, Brooks, if you're listening, the appropriate thing to say is, yes, we have missed you. Okay, it's not been the same without you. So, in other words, we've missed you. But Brandon and Jason and Earl, they have been smoking them. I mean, they have been really rolling trailers. Well, most trailers do roll, except in weather like this, we call them sleds, lead sleds. But anyway, if you need a trailer, It's the last day of the month. We would like the opportunity to earn your business. All you have to do is stop on in. We do better with people in person than we do over the phone, but you could still call us. It's 337-8228. But in person, we kind of really, when you lay the money right out on the table and just say, Jim, just you show me how much of that money you're going to take, and how much you're going to leave for me to buy the trailer. Oh, I love doing business that way, okay? I went one time to buy a bunch of somethings, and the guy said, now, before I give you a price, I want you to show me the money. In other words, and I'm like, okay. He said, because I don't feel like having this big old long conversation.
Right.
And then you say, oh, I got to go home and get my money or something like that. So we do much, much, much better when everybody's in person. And we really encourage you to shop around. There's a trailer dealers up towards Dover. There's some in Laurel. There's some in Mardella. So you go check around and you get your thoughts all together. The nice thing at Weller's, and it's really funny, I've been advertising that we sell more than one brand of trailers.
Right.
So if you said, hey, Jim, I'm looking for a 6x12 landscape trailer, my goodness, I could show you 4 or 5 different brands. Every one of them's built different. Every one of them has different features. Now there's like a financing war that's starting. There is trailer companies going to finance companies saying, we want a special financing program just for our brand of trailer.
Wow.
Yes. And that
good for
is
the
brand
consumer.
new. Very good. That's why it's critical that you deal with a place that sells more than one brand of trailers.
Right.
So we can not only show you the differences in the trailers and the prices of the trailers, we can also then say, well, let's see if this company maybe offers 6 months with no interest or no payment.
Well, that just
or something
lowers
like
what
that.
you're paying for the trailer.
Absolutely. And it makes it more affordable because everybody's budget's different.
Right.
Some people got a big tax return coming. Some people say, I got a tax return going the other way. I'm going to owe some money. So, but I need that trailer, but I don't want to pay for it for a while, or I don't want any additional payments. So we have many things. We have new trailers. We have used trailers. We offer financing. We take trade-ins. We just got a really neat four-wheeler in the other day, too. It's funny. We had this green four-wheeler, sold it. Now we got this really sporty-looking red one.
Red one.
Yeah, I think your son Colin would love this thing. Okay, it looks like almost like a racing model. It's pretty zippy looking. Looks like it would zip around. So anyway, that would be good out there at that Yuletide Farms.
Yes.
All right. So what do you got going on today?
Not a whole lot. I'm going to head back to the house. Yep, we need to do
Can you
some
wait till the end of the
family
show?
stuff. No, I'm about to go.
He's out of here, folks. He's taking his camera and
Dropping
everything.
the mic.
Yeah, heck with it. It's enough. Do you have the ability to count the amount of words that we use in a show? Anything there in your computer stuff that does that?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just messing with you. All right, so what are you doing today?
We're going to do some family things. You know,
Okay.
it's Saturday, and we're going to relax a little bit.
Together?
And yep.
Because Monday is not far away.
Monday's not far away. And are we talking about rain next week?
You want to?
No.
It's up to you.
I don't want to.
4 inches of rain, he's saying.
Wow, 4
Oh,
inches
wow.
of rain.
He's a meteorologist, too. All right, so rain next week. I honestly thought I saw 50 degrees somewhere.
Really, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
So I'm kind of excited about that. It has been, it is winter. I mean, people do forget that. But it's just been a little tough, aggravating, snow everywhere, ice everywhere. Just makes everything a little more difficult to deal with.
I'm thinking the winter overall wasn't the temperatures, if you average the entire winter, weren't that bad.
Right.
But we had those days and a couple days in a
down
week
in the
that were
teens.
down in the single digits.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually
this
at
morning
negative.
It was 11 degrees for the longest time.
Yeah.
That's not single digits, is it?
That's
two
two
of them.
single digits.
It's
though.
two
That's
single
twice
digits.
as bad.
That's twice as bad. All right. So anyway, you've got some family stuff to do today.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I do want to remind you that Weller Does Delmarva is for hire. We're not, performers or anything like that. But if you own a business,
We noticed.
We noticed. I've got 2 or 3 remotes lined up here for the month of March. We're
Really?
gonna be
Where are you
kinda
going?
Busy.
Are you allowed to say?
Let
Or
me
is it a
think
secret?
now. Well, I'd really rather wait till I got everything nailed right down. But I'll tell you one thing I got coming up in April. I'm excited about.
All right.
Is
tell
Kenton
us.
Sussex Industries in Milford. They're having their first car show there.
Wow.
I can't remember the date. Is it April 28th?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, but Kenton Sussex Industries is having a car show, and we're going to do the show there live. Are you going to be with me? You don't know for sure?
Might be.
Might be. But either way, we're going to stream it, but Colin may be there. But it's kind of a neat event, so we're going to have some trailers on display and stuff like that. And then we're trying to get up, I told you this last week, but the mayor of Dover, I want to interview him. got some
Robin
questions.
Christensen.
Yep, Robin Christensen.
Right.
And Weller's may be heading to Dover with a store. Who knows?
Wow, you're going to get into Kent County.
Maybe.
Deep in the heart of Kent County.
Deep in the heart of Kent County. Well, there's no trailer dealer in Dover that I know of, so I've been giving it some thought. So if I rent this property in Ellendale. So I just have a lot of things going on. I don't know. Have you noticed all the trailers at Bridgeville? Have you been by?
I have been by, and I've noticed them.
It is almost unbelievable. I ordered them. You know, when you order them, you're just ordering them. You're just ordering them on paper and emailing them in. And then
the paper takes up a lot less room than the trailers.
And then when they start getting there, you're like, you know, because we own, I don't know if we own 1,000 of them, but we own close to 1,000 tongue locks. And we can't unstack any more trailers because we're out of tongue locks. And I don't want to buy anymore.
Right.
Because that's all the trailers we sell in an entire year. So I have the entire year's inventory sitting on the ground in Bridgeville right now. So that way, what's nice about it is I don't have to do any buying for a while. In other words, I can just relax.
But you got to do some selling.
I got to do some selling. So if you, that's a good point. So if you need a trailer, please shop around. If you could do that first, we'd appreciate it. And come on in. We have this attitude now. We got it about mid-year last year. Can do, will do, as long as it's worth doing. Can do, will do, as long as it's worth doing. So if you need a trailer, if there's anything we can do to make a deal, you got something you want to trade in, if financing matters, whether it's a new trailer, used trailer, let's see what we can work out. That's all we're saying. Let's get the dialogue started and see what we can do to earn your business. Wellers.com on the web. A lot of stuff there you can see. Weller's Utility Trailers on Route 13 in Bridgeville, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 1. I have been getting a lot of nice compliments here on Jason Troyer. So if you have anything good or positive to say about my guys, or if there's something that I need to know about my guys, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm jim@wellers.com, but I'm going to have to give Jason some kind of an award or bonus. We're getting people calling on the radio, and I'm getting Facebook messages, and I got a couple emails that some people that dealt with him and just said, you know, he is such a nice, friendly guy. I said, Jason Troyer really is a nice, friendly guy. But all of my guys are good and friendly. We're not real pushy unless you get hung up with me. Then I get just a little pushy because I just want to get
That's why you're not allowed on the showroom floor.
That's why I'm not allowed on the showroom floor. So anyway, but if you need any of what we got all kinds of stuff. Our showroom is chock full of bargains. It's unbelievable. We found a whole bunch of brand new bug shields the other day. Brand new in the box. These are like $80 bug shields, and we're just selling them for $20 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember now where I got them.
Do you?
I remember now. But I have stuff, folks, that I have had in trailers for years, and we're just now opening the trailers. What does that say?
Installation available. Is that available on the bug shields? Is that available on the hitches?
It probably is. I'm sure it is,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. In fact, we got another shop guy coming to work next Wednesday.
Well, there you go.
Yep. So we'll have 2 shop guys. So we're kind of excited about that. So Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. If you need anything we sell, come on in, 337-8228. Colin Walls owns Walls Service Center in Milford, 422-8110. Anything special you want to tell us about there?
No, just stop in. We're open until noon today, 422-8110. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street, right across the street from Abbott's Grill and Mississippian Fitness, and right there by Centennial Park.
There you go. So anyway, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Thank you for watching, listening. God bless you all. Thank you, Fran. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Colin and Colin. And we will see you next week with Weller Does Delmarva. See ya. Bye.
I'm often asked what makes Christianity unique from all the other religions of the world. That is a great question. The answer is this. Most religious systems imagine God as a supreme being residing atop a great mountain with many roads, all of which lead to him, and it is our duty to find and travel our own road in order to reach him. The Christian faith, however, speaks of a God who, though far above us, comes down to us, a people unable to scale the mountain, and he brings us to himself. The Bible tells us that in Jesus, God emptied himself by taking